to Mark Stony's Good Friday show, starring Mark Stony, Mrs. Alcast, Brother Pike as Billy Johnson, Big Bad Mama is Big in the Bed and the Mama, and Crazy Guy Gangster Goes.
Presented by Gangster Ghost Production.
Let's hear. Last night, it was crazy. Aiden was in there, on the show, show, talking to, Adam Lore. Do you know the lore of Adam Lore?
I don't really know the lore of Adam Lore.
What about his wife Eve?
I don't really know that either, because I'm gonna guess none of them are like a couple of thousand years old, or maybe they are.
But
you never
know. You've been in chat for a minute. Be right back.
Awesome. No, I can't put it.
That guy,
yeah. Who is Adam Lore? Because the name is really familiar. Really. I know we have.
He worked with Mark and them about trying to find that kid who was missing at the Adventureland.
Oh. Wait, did he do an interview with Cindy?
No, I think that might. I'm not sure. No, I think that might have been Michael Jones who did that. He did an interview with Mark with this one guy, Paul Johnson. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I know he gets up. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we're just waiting for people to assemble properly, while I'm trying to find out who's who in the world of American Christianity.
Yeah. Would you like to see
what
that
did
show?
You DoorDash? Yeah. I would. I think then when Mark comes back on, we can continue his reading. But stream.
This guy right here is Adam Lore.
Yeah, I looked him up on YouTube, and I recognized the avatar.
Yeah. He's. It was crazy. That was so funny. He said him and Mrs. Maud were planning to go on Brett's show. It was so adorable. He said, but right before the show happened, Mark was on P-Town's show, and she said, "No, I have to go see you." It was so funny, adorable. Oh, Miss Maud's so adorable.
But was that yesterday?
Yeah. It was crazy. Would you like to watch it?
Yeah.
Tell me to pause it if you need to say anything.
Okay.
Shows up.
But what shows up on YouTube is usually the parts where we're hanging out and getting along and talking. So, and people just assume, oh.
Get my hands.
I've seen some Brett videos on you. Don't worry. Oh, there he is.
There's a T-shirt.
There he is. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I mean, Aiden, you and I talked very honestly about
nice,
Brett. Like we both have a weird like.
We're both fascinated
where it's
with
like
Brett.
Like we really enjoy hanging out with Brett, and we're fascinated by him. And then it's like, but then he like we got attacked by Brett, and then we tried to get like even after Brett during that era, Brett made videos attacking both of us. We both were like, well, fuck Brett Keane then, and you got really upset about it, and you went on Mark's show, and that was when you really started spending a lot of time on Mark's show. Is when Brett Keane divorced you.
When he divorced me. You know, it's funny. It's funny the way that he describes it as like a stabbing in the back that I went on Mark's show the way that I did, and he neglects to mention the fact that I like called him before I went on there, and I was like, yeah, hey Brett, I'm gonna go on Mark's show, and he's talking about you, and yeah, I want to go on there, and I think you should go on there too. And he's like, no, I'm not going to go on there, but you know, Aiden, I know you're going to be good in the situation, so you go right on ahead, buddy. Anyway, you stabbed me in the back. Are you not allowed to laugh at that, Adam? If you
I don't think that the Paul's ego like version of the Brett accent has ever been funny, like except for like maybe when Paul's ego first did it, like when you guys. When all the DP fans just like quote that voice, it doesn't really sound.
She only real Brett.
I just don't think it's funny. Like
she only real Manatee accent.
I don't know, but look, anyways, after that period, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the only Keenologist that's older than Paul's ego is Straight Dope, and we haven't heard hide nor hair from Straight Dope in a very long time. So you know there is that.
Okay.
I'm just saying his voice, even if you don't like it, you got to give it the gravitas that it deserves. It like single-handedly,
you can do your own impression. You can do your own impression of Brett Keane's voice when you make videos.
There's no. I don't make videos making fun of anybody. I don't make any videos at all. You think I know how to video edit? That requires intelligence. No,
or go doing the accent or whatever.
No, my Brett Keane, I do it more out of like the fact that it's easy because it's basically just my Kent Hovind accent, just slightly pitched down and slurred. You know, like, hey everybody, it's me, Kent Hovind over here, Dinosaur Adventure Scam, and then Brett Keane, you just kind of like take that voice and you like push it down and like make it sort of at a couple beer situations, you know. Yeah, he's not allowed to laugh at that.
I just don't.
Aiden is good at voices.
You could say something funny about Brett, and I don't think
he's not allowed. It's fine. It's fine.
I just don't think that that ancient Paul's ego accent thing is funny. Like it's just. I just don't find it.
I'm a student of an older school, and that's fine if you don't like it. That's fine if you don't like the oldies. You know, if you're just trying to sit here and be like, yeah, this new alternative Brett Keane avant-garde voice that I heard down at our local cinema, that's the new future of Brett Keane voices.
Aiden, you can do comedy. You can actually do stuff that's actually funny. Like make up your own Brett Keane accent.
I'm an art house in the sanctuary.
Like listen to what he actually sounds like and do your own take on it. Like you don't have to parrot everything Paul's ego says. And call yourself a Keenologist.
I don't parrot everything that he says. Don't you worry. I've developed my own Brett Keane shtick. It's very far from just a parrot of Paul's ego. I just do the voice, like I said, because it's more a matter of convenience. Because developing Brett Keane like as a voice takes work and time and effort. And as a student of Brett Keane, is the enemy.
We can bond on this. Like you and I have this in common that we have this like this
What the hell?
What just happened? There's two big bad mamas.
Yeah, it's still the same.
Aiden, what are your favorite Keanisms?
What are my favorite Keanisms?
Yeah.
Insultive is definitely up there.
Okay.
Seo Dedong.
Zeo Dodong is a classic. It's definitely one of them. But,
Okay.
no, I think that what was it? Muslimic Turbine. That was a really good one.
That's the best one.
Yeah, Muslimic Turbine is definitely.
I love Muslimic Turbine.
What was he trying to say?
He was trying to say Islamic turban, and it came out Muslimic Turbine.
Okay, Aiden.
What's
a Keenism that you like? What's one of your favorite Keenisms that isn't from the Drunken Peasants show, though?
That's not a Drunken Peasants Keenism. Islamic Turbine is not a Drunken Peasants.
That was from show. It's one that's not from DP and not from Straight Joe.
Well, no, fuck you, bitch. I'll fucking pick whichever ones I want.
No, Aiden, I'm saying in addition to those, which I think are funny, what is another one that you think is funny that isn't just a meme, that was popularized by a big channel?
I'm trying to go through my Rolodex of Keenisms to try and find the...
I love it when Brett Keane says, "Let's see what we got." I always thought that was like,
"Let's see what we got." Yeah, that's pretty
Brett
good.
Keane, but no one ever seemed to pick up on it. It's like he says that all the time. I love "Let's see what we got." Let's see what we got, and I just I feel like I'm the only, me and Brett are the only ones that see that as like a Keenism.
That's rough.
It's not
that's an iconic. That's an iconic
that's rough,
one.
Sure. Yeah,
that's rough. I mean,
health issues.
Health. Yeah, I got my health problems.
Well, mac and cheese is obvious.
That's a DPism right there.
Mac and cheese, which is one that he some of them he embraces. Like he'll embrace the manatee, he'll embrace the mac and cheese at times.
Well, we know that he embraces the mac and cheese every day, three times a day specifically.
I freaking love this shit.
Aiden, you do think that Brett Keane is a genuinely funny person, right?
Brett Keane is a fascinating human being.
That's some
I would never try and pretend otherwise.
Brett
I
Keane,
wouldn't be interested in Brett and would not retain that interest for as long as I had if he was not an interesting person. I mean, he's a piece of shit and fuck him, but he's an interesting person.
But Aiden, this is what's interesting to me. You started out with the belief that Brett Keane is a piece of shit and fuck him because of, before you even started hanging out with Brett, you watched Straight Dope and DP and stuff, right?
Yeah, and let me get this. I know what you're about to say. You're about to talk about the conversations that we had where I would also say Brett Keane sucks and fuck him, but maybe he has an opportunity of actually doing something. Yeah, that was bullshit. That was me lying to myself 150%.
That he had an opportunity to redeem himself or something?
No, not redeem himself. No, break the cycle and actually do something different. Because it actually kind of seemed like he was kind of starting to take his channel in a different direction. And I'll give him credit for this. This channel that he's got right now has lasted far and away way longer than any of the other ones he's had for a long time. He's kept this one up for a while.
So that's why Missing Mod and I are going on the show tomorrow, because we wanted to. Brett is I'm going to quit the show again. It's that part of the cycle. Cycle. You're a keenologist. You know what part of the cycle we're at.
A genuine question, please, Adam. Genuine question right now. You would probably have a more accurate number than I would. How many times has Brett Keane threatened to quit YouTube?
A lot.
No. But if you had to say how many? Tens.
I don't even know.
Hundreds. I would say
it could be close. It could be approaching 100. Yeah.
I would say hundreds.
It's possible that it's possible that there are over 100 videos where Brett did get to a point where he wanted to quit, or he did sometimes he does, sometimes he would quit and go away. But yeah, it's a cycle.
You gave me an idea. That'd be such a fascinating little window into the evolution of Brett. If someone was somehow able to get a compilation of all of his quitting videos, and you could just watch the progression, so to speak, of him over the last 15 years of saying that he's gonna quit YouTube because he's just done with all the bullshit and situation.
Well, Aiden, if you were Brett Keane, wouldn't you quit YouTube over 100 times?
Well, yeah, but I mean, in spite of what you say about me, I'm not a piece of shit. So well, I'm not as big of a piece of shit. I am a piece of shit.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
But I'm like.
So why did you hang out with Brett so much and spend so much time on his channel?
Because he's an interesting person.
And have so many private conversations with him, and you were his friend for so long.
Oh, does he say that?
Leaving.
Oh, Big Bad Mama.
Bye, Big Bad Mama.
Are you out of here?
Fair enough. Bye.
I'm gonna
Have a good night.
Good to see you. Happy birthday again, man.
Thanks. See you guys.
Yeah, happy
Love you
birthday,
guys.
Big
Bye.
Bad Mama.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, Big Bad Mama's gone. Fuck you, Adam. You're a fucking piece of shit. I'm just...
I think Big Bad was
like somewhere with this.
They were the catalyst that held everything together. Now everything's gonna go off the rails.
That's bad news for you, Aiden.
This isn't cool. Look, Robin, I don't want to chat about any of this on the show. I was trying from the very beginning to divert, and I mean like the 90s schoolyard bully that he is. Adam goaded it out of me eventually, but I didn't want this.
yeah, but so Aiden, you had been attacking me on channel, fiance and shit. Go to my art channel talking shit, like.
Oh yeah, that was kind of fun when Brad dumped on you. That's pretty funny.
At some point, yeah, I'm just gonna stop ignoring it, and I'm gonna address it. So, what better?
I should have told Brianna that you were here, so she could have dumped on you a little. That would have been funny.
So, but how come you spent so much time?
I was not ever Brett's close friend. Let me just put it that way. Brett, for as much as he will try to make it out and seem like, oh man, we're like brothers. I mean, he said that about how many different people at this point, Adam? He said that about how many different people that he was like, they were like a brother to me, and then then they stabbed me in the back.
I would say that. I don't know. Proud of people.
It's not a unique position for Brett to take. It's the woe is Brett narrative. It's the I was innocent and I didn't do anything wrong, and this bad actor just came and needlessly stabbed me in the back that he's repeated 27,894 times over the course of his YouTube career.
Yeah, but I think that Brett really sees it that way when that happens. He may see this stream as that happening, that we were best friends and I stabbed him in the back,
Exactly.
I mean, if he sees it that way and then still come, oh my goodness, it's DC science.
All I do know is, let's hope Mark isn't streaming tomorrow around the same time, because then he'll really be mad. That's a joke, because that's not how it
you're gonna leave the Brett Keane stream. It's funny at the beginning of this. That's what I was worried about.
You were worried that Mark was gonna stream and she's just gonna shut this one down or something.
No, if you compare, man, I'm worried that Brett might get mad at me about that compared to what I've said today. It's just it's a ridiculous contrast.
You've started a new drama cycle now. I just hope you know that. Now Brett is gonna talk about how I'm bored with our Mission Mod show and just talk about what a piece of garbage.
Did I know? I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's about as accurate a representation of what happened with me and you that time that he was making a bunch of drama videos about us. So come on now. But act like that's outside his MO.
Yeah, but Aiden, wouldn't you rather at least try to be to some extent cool with Brett Keane instead of
but impossible to stay cool with Brett, and you know that, Adam. You know it's impossible to stay cool with Brett.
It is, but that's why it's a cycle. So we gotta. I mean,
he's refused to let me back in on the cycle. So what am I left to do?
So you troll.
What am I doing right now?
And if there's any reconciliation with Brett Keane, it's probably me talking to Brett about like. Maybe
Do I want to have a conversation with Brett again, man?
You want to have a conversation with Brett?
I mean,
of course you do.
Maybe okay. Maybe the idea of a conversation. Maybe a little bit. Maybe.
Of course we do.
Maybe a little bit.
Stephanie, you don't want to have a conversation with Brett Keane? Like, of course we do.
Yeah.
It's one of the funnest things to do.
I want
Aiden, like me and Stephanie want to go on the Brett Keane show with you and have like a conversation like we did back in the good old days.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, if you could arrange that and if you could make that happen, then I'd be happy to go on there and then call Brett a wonderful human being. And
you better not.
What? Call him a wonderful human being?
You know what you mean.
Is that a Star Wars reference?
Call him a fantastic human being, you're right.
Aiden, is that a Star Wars reference?
If it was, then it flew over my ignorant head.
Han Solo does call Jabba the Hutt a wonderful human being.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's the episode 4 bit, isn't it? When he's like
the special edition.
Yeah, like the first time, the first edition of the special edition where he looks like a living nightmare. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
You ever wake up and feel like that version of Jabba the Hutt? Just like, oh man, I just... Or wait, no, I guess the first version was a guy. They had a guy there, and then the second version was that weird CGI abomination that they had.
Yeah, dude, he's like a fur coat or something.
Yeah, no. I meant the second one. They had like a really weird CG, like nothing.
Stephanie, Brett Keane sees this. Are we allowed on the show still?
No, I'm just gonna answer that for you. The answer is no.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think so.
Just check.
Missing mod. It's okay if you delete this after. I'm alright.
What you saying, Mark?
I just I've been back. I'm here.
Okay.
Shall we go back to your?
It's up to you, Mark.
Yeah, I tell you what. You want to just replay my stream from earlier because it saved without interruption.
Yeah.
still
You
haven't
want to play
quite
it or you
pinpointed
want
the-
me to play?
I can do it. I can pull it up.
Okay.
Got a little bit better internet thing.
That's good.
More videos. No, yes, no, live. There we go. And boom. We can just start over at the beginning. Give me a second.
Start from where it ended. I mean where it stopped streaming to the tube.
Oh, I have to share it first. That would be helpful. All right. Good morning, everybody out there in YouTube world. Welcome to Good Friday stream. We got Gangster Ghost and Willie Johnson, YouTube world, aka Brother Pike.
AKA the Crystal Methodist.
Willie Johnson, the Crystal Methodist, aka
So there is an echo.
AKA the Crystal Methodist.
Hear it.
I've been known by many names.
I can fix that. Just give me a second. All right. So how's everybody doing today on this wonderful Good Friday?
Good.
To sum it up in a word,
good. That's what I'm talking about. So, is that better? Kind of unrelated to the Good Friday topic. I do have this passage pulled up from Isaiah 14, and if one of you guys wants to read this, and if you guys want me to pause, just let me know. And Christian, I hope you can identify what's going on here.
I'm driving a whole truck right now, so I don't know how much reading.
Oh, you're driving a whole truck. All right. I'll tell you what, I'm going to read it, and I'm going to ask a couple of questions and see where we are. So, all right, this is Isaiah chapter 14, and I'm going to start here in verse 12. This is one of Hoven's favorite passages, by the way. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation, in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit, that they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms? Who is this person?
Bill Clinton.
Ah, Willie Johnson, you got a guess?
Oh, is that a question? I'm sorry, I thought you were still reading.
Yeah. Who is this passage talking about?
Well, in the natural sense, I believe it was speaking of Nebuchadnezzar, but the true interpretation, I think, was the spirit of Lucifer, which was inspiring Nebuchadnezzar.
So Lucifer is kind of a taunt here. It's not a name. It's translated as morning star. And if we go through this whole passage, we will find something pretty interesting. Because you're right. Going up to, let's see, starting in verse 4 in the same chapter, it identifies who this proverb is taken up against. It says, Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. King of Babylon. So this is something that's kind of struck me recently, like in the past few weeks. I've been watching over some of Hoven's Woe series, is what on earth is about to happen. And I want to do like a whole in-depth deep dive into that one of these days whenever I get some motivation. But going through the first installment, he's talking about how evolutionists want to be like Satan, want to be like God, want to be like Lucifer. And he uses this passage, and a lot of people do. It's not just Hoven. There's many others that would take this passage, the where it's talking about, O Lucifer, son of the morning, and say, oh, that's Satan. Well, no, it's actually the king of Babylon, and the way this is written is it's making fun of him. It's making fun of him because we see when he dies in verse 9, it says, Hell from beneath is moved up for thee to meet thee at thy coming. That's because the king of Babylon is going to die, or he has died, and hell is welcoming him, and all of the great ones, the ones that ruled the world, are looking at him, and they're like, wait a second. You're the one that did all this? You're just a man, just a king of Babylon? Oh, yes, you bright and shining star. Yeah, you're something, aren't you? No, he fell just like everybody. So, for all those who want to say that Lucifer is the name of Satan, I would suggest that you read this passage in its context, because it's not talking about Satan. Not the way that I'm reading it. But Christian, you said something. You said it was referring to the spirit of Lucifer. Could you go into that a little more?
Yeah, well, you're right as far as in the natural. Obviously, he was speaking about King Nebuchadnezzar. And the word Lucifer's been translated many times. Morning star is sort of a synonym for it. And you'll remember in the book of Revelation, I think it was chapter 22, when Christ identifies himself, one of the last times, and maybe the last time that he identified himself in that book, he referred to himself as the bright and the morning star. And so you see a bit of a contrast there in my mind between morning star and bright and morning star. And of course, morning star refers to the moon, which is a reflector of light and not a producer of light. Whereas bright and morning star refers to the sun, which is the source of light itself, that from which the moon has been reflected. So you see sort of an antichrist and Christ dichotomy here, whereas one is the true God and one is the imitation, one is the professor of God. Kind of like the attitude that Nebuchadnezzar had, that he was untouchable. He was the professor of God. And so what I was saying was, I do believe that is the attitude of Satan that was reflected in the man Nebuchadnezzar.
Well, there's plenty of passages in the Old Testament that refer to Satan. In Job, he's referred to as the accuser. He's the one that stands before God and is requesting to test Job. Obviously, his tests failed. Job remained faithful. We also find in Zechariah, we see Satan depicted as standing at the right hand of the angel of the Lord, ready to accuse the high priest Joshua. Now, the Lord rebukes Satan, defending Joshua, but this again is emphasizing the role of Satan, the devil, as an accuser. And then we go into First Chronicles. We see in this account that Satan incites David to take a census of Israel, which leads to God's punishment. See, this is and this is one of the only instances in the Old Testament where Satan seems to act independently from God to provoke wrongdoing. And this is just to kind of further develop the character. Whenever you're reading a story or reading history, there's character development. So as the Old Testament is kind of not, I don't like to use the word concealing things, but it's developing these themes and these concepts and these characters that's further elucidated in the New Testament and further revealed. So when we take our time and really, really read these passages in context, we see that, this Lucifer character isn't necessarily Satan, because, Nebuchadnezzar was trying to become like God, whereas the Satan, the devil, depicted in the Old Testament is more of an accuser, and it's not until later on that he's developed into more of an adversary. What do you think about that?
Sorry, I'm listening. I'm just fighting traffic. I think
Fight
that's
on.
interesting stuff. I wish I had a Bible in front of me instead of a truck, but I am following as good as I can.
Yeah, you got to go to Sherwin-Williams.
I don't totally disagree with you. I mean, I think there's a lot of accuracy to what you just said. I do think that you're wrong by not identifying the attitude of Satan in that passage, simply because the Apostle Peter said that corruption originally entered into the world through lust. And the Apostle James wrote that wars and exaltations and things like that were because of lust that warred within our members, which was a result of the fall, the infiltration. And so when you see the infiltration in the mind of mankind, that which exalts itself and craves and lusts for things that are excessive that it does not need, that is, in essence, the influence of Satan, which I think Nebuchadnezzar embodied.
Okay, yeah, that checks out. I mean, I think we should be careful not to say that this word Lucifer is the name of Satan, the name of the devil, because that's not the context in which this passage is portraying.
Well, it's like you said, Lucifer is actually a title. It's sort of, like you said, in that case, it's being used as a mockery, but it's actually more of a title than it is a name.
Right. Exactly. So anyway, moving on from that, I thought that was going to be interesting, but let's get into some Good Friday passages. I think we should get to like Matthew 26. And just let's honor the day.
Yeah.
By reading some scripture. I should have had this all pulled up. I wasn't exactly planning on doing a stream, but it just kind of happened, and that's okay.
That guy just bumped my mirror. I'm glad I have retractable mirrors. Retractable mirrors save the day.
You serious?
Yeah, that guy just bumped my mirror going by traffic, and I think my mirror, because it's retractable, just bumped.
Oh, that's good.
Retractable mirrors, baby.
Good deal.
Oh, do you got like a little TV in your car where you can see behind you?
Well, this is my friend David's truck, and it does have like a camera that was put in retroactively, but my Kia's got one because it's a 2019.
Oh, well, I mean, in your car, do you have something?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's got the thing where, like, when you back up, you can see the camera and all that. It actually makes you quite lazy, to be honest with you.
Oh.
I've driven a couple of vehicles with those backup cameras, and they confuse me. I mean, I'm just so used to looking over my shoulder.
Bro, once you get used to those, like, you suck at driving a regular car.
Oh, I'll never do it. I'll never do it.
Hey, look, I got to run in the paint store. Y'all give me just a second.
All right. Okay. Yeah, we can hold down the fort for a second while you're getting your paint. So, Gangster, what's going on in your world, buddy?
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
Well,
Really?
tomorrow I'm going to go to the movies.
Oh, you're going to see that new Godzilla movie? Is it
No,
Godzilla or King Kong?
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. Okay. Cool. That's gonna be fun. No, I haven't been to the movies in a long time.
Now they have signed seatings and never have comfortable chairs there.
Assigned seats? Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You pick out what seat you want to sit at.
Well, what if somebody's in your seat?
They have to leave. Move.
Oh. Well, here's Stuart. He's saying hello and good morning to everybody. Hello, Stuart. He's good.
Hi.
Cat.
Is he little?
He's about an average size kitty. He's not small. Don't step on my keyboard, please.
Yeah. My cat loves to try and make out with my computer.
Make out with your computer. What does she do? Lick it?
Yeah. Uh-oh. It's coming to get me.
Oh. Oh, I gotta invite some folks.
I invited not only Brother Pike, Aiden and Sydney and Lincoln and I think Father Charles.
Oh, cool. I'd like to see Chuck. He hadn't been on in a couple weeks, hadn't it been? Been a little while.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Oh,
well, week.
Chuck, if you're out there, hop on in, buddy. Ghostbusters. Oh, Dan's going to watch Ghostbusters now? Cool.
Who, Dan?
Yeah, he says going to Ghostbusters. Now, are you afraid that you're going to get busted, since you are the gangster ghost?
Yeah.
Okay, Deviant's going to join us here in a little bit. She's a little preoccupied. It happens.
What about Big Bad Mama?
Did you send him an invite?
Oh. I almost forgot to. Yeah.
Okay. Just waiting for Brother Pike to return, and we'll get into the scripture. And then we'll discuss.
Oh, Miss Lincoln said she available after the 9th of April.
After the 9th of April.
Yeah.
Wonder what significance that date holds with her, because for me it's a pretty significant anniversary. That was a day. Well, let's not get into that right now. That's
sorry.
Yeah. No. It's nothing to be sorry about. But well, I'll just say it since I'm already brought it up. That was the day that I got into a pretty spectacular firefight in Iraq that really changed the course of my life. But yeah, April 9th. Historically, it's been a pretty depressing day for me, but more recent years, I've tried to tune that out and kind of just let the past be the past. Oh my goodness, I'm looking at my stuff is backwards. Why didn't you tell me, Gigi?
I didn't know. I'm sorry.
It's all your fault.
Oh, all right.
Let's see here. I can fix it. I certainly can.
Are you still building the AI machine for you could take over the Earth?
Yeah, no, because it scared me. It started talking about I was gonna have to have a Christian virgin so that I could communicate with the underworld, and I'm like, no, I'm not about that. I'm not a necromancer.
Virgin?
No, thank you.
But Brother Pike has kids.
What?
He's Christian. His name's Christian.
Well, that's Brother Pike.
Oh, have we talked to Woohoo?
Woohoo?
Woohoo? Yeah.
I talked to him on occasion. I think I talked to him yesterday.
Yeah, he was. I think. Father Charles kicked him out of the thing because he was keeping putting down Father Charles.
Yeah. So Woohoo posted a couple of years ago when Chuck first started coming on the streams and doing his stuff, he asked whether or not he was a legitimate priest, but his investigation yielded no definitive results whatsoever. But I guess he hadn't let it go yet. And I'm sure he's taking that off of what, the Bolin crew said about him being definitely a fake priest, which we all know better. We know he's not a fake priest. So,
remember DB Copper?
Yeah, sure
he
do.
actually talked to Father Charles's bishop before,
right? Yeah. See, and Bolin ought to know that, he ought to know that, and yeah, just false witness is not a good thing. Let's see, what does that mean? Thank God you came through 4-9, Mark. Oh, yes, yeah, April 9th. Yes, I'm very blessed to have made that. Yeah, you're happy too, aren't you, Stuart? Yeah, God was by my side there, I do believe. That was a scary day, but, today's not that day. Willie Johnson left. Well, he's buying paint, so he's at Sherwin-Williams. Well, anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and start reading this because I don't know if he'll be coming back or not. I'm not going to wait all day for him. So we're going to get into Matthew chapter 26, which is one of the passages referring to Good Friday. So I'm just going to start here in verse 1, and you guys can read along with me if you want, or not, or, whatever. So, and it came to pass when Jesus had finished all these sayings, he said unto his disciples, Ye know that after 2 days is the feast of the Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified. Then assembled together the chief priests and the scribes and the elders of the people unto the palace of the high priest, who is called Caiaphas, and consulted that they might take Jesus by I can't ever say this word, subtlety, and kill him. But they said, Not on the feast day, lest there be an uproar among the people. Now when Jesus was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head, and he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much, and given to the poor. When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work unto me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman hath done, be told for a memorial of her. Then one of the 12, called Judas Iscariot, went unto the chief priests, and said unto him, What will ye give me, and I will deliver him unto you? And they covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver. And from that time he sought opportunity to betray him. Now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus, saying unto him, Where wilt thou that we prepare thee to eat the Passover? And he said, Go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, The Master saith, My time is at hand, I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples. And the disciples did as Jesus had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover. Now when the even was come, he sat down with the 12. And as they did eat, he said, Verily, I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. And they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Lord, is it I? And he answered and said, He that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. The Son of Man goeth as it is written of him, but woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born. Then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I? Jesus said unto him, Thou hast said. And as they were eating, Jesus took bread and blessed it, and brake it, and gave it to the disciples, and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup, and gave thanks, and gave it to them, saying, Drink ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. And when they had sung an hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives. Then said Jesus unto them, All ye shall be offended because of me this night, for it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad. But after I am risen again, I will go before you into Galilee. Peter answered and said unto him, Though all men shall be offended because of thee, yet will I never be offended. Jesus said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, that this night before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. Peter said unto him, Though I should die with thee, yet I will not deny thee. Likewise also said all the disciples. Then cometh Jesus with them unto a place called Gethsemane, and said unto the disciples, Sit ye here while I go and pray yonder. And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then saith he unto them, My soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here and watch with me. And he went a little further, and fell on his face, and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. And he cometh unto the disciples, and findeth them asleep, and saith unto Peter, What, could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit is indeed willing, but the flesh is weak. He went away again the second time and prayed, saying, O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me except I drink it, thy will be done. And he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And he left them, and went away again, and prayed the third time, saying the same words. Then cometh he to his disciples, and saith unto them, Sleep on now, and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand that doth betray me. And while he yet spake, lo, Judas, one of the 12, came, and with him a great multitude with swords and staves from the chief priests and the elders of the people. Now he that betrayed him gave them a sign, saying, Whomsoever I shall kiss, that same is he. Hold him fast. And forthwith he came to Jesus, and said, Hail, Master, and kissed him. And Jesus said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they, and laid hands on Jesus, and took him. And behold, one of them which were with Jesus stretched out his hand, and drew his sword, and struck a servant of the high priest, and smote off his ear. Then Jesus said unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? But how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled, that thus it must be? In that same hour said Jesus unto the multitudes, Are ye come out as against a thief with swords and staves for to take me? I sat daily with you teaching in the temple, and ye laid no hold on me. But all this was done that the scriptures of the prophets might be fulfilled. Then all the disciples forsook him and fled. And they that had laid hold on Jesus led him away to Caiaphas the high priest, where the scribes and the elders were assembled. But Peter followed him afar off unto the high priest's palace, and went in, and sat with the servants to see the end. Now the chief priests and elders and all the council sought false witness against Jesus to put him to death, but found none. Yea, though many false witnesses came, yet found they none. And at last came 2 false witnesses, and said, This fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of God, and to build it in 3 days. And the high priest arose and said unto him, Answerest thou nothing? What is it which these witnesses against thee? But Jesus held his peace. And the high priest answered and said unto him, I adjure thee by the living God, that thou tell us whether thou be the Christ, the Son of God. Jesus saith unto him, Thou hast said. Nevertheless I say unto you, Hereafter shall ye see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power and coming in the clouds of heaven. Then the high priest rent his clothes, saying, He hath spoken blasphemy. What further need have we of witnesses? Behold now, ye have heard his blasphemy. What think ye? They answered and said, He is guilty of death. Then did they spit in his face and buffeted him, and others smote him with the palms of his hands, saying, Prophesy unto us, thou Christ. Who is he that smote thee? Now Peter sat without in the palace, and a damsel came unto him, saying, Thou also wast with Jesus of Galilee. But he denied before them all, saying, I know not what thou sayest. And when he was gone into the porch, another maid saw him, and said unto them that were there, This fellow was also with Jesus of Nazareth. And again he denied with an oath, I do not know the man. And after a while came unto him they that stood by, and said to Peter, Surely thou also art one of them, for thy speech betrayeth thee, or bewrayeth thee. Then began he to curse and to swear, saying, I know not the man. And immediately the cock crew. And Peter remembered the words of Jesus, which said unto him, Before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. And he went out and wept bitterly. So that is chapter 26. We're going to take a quick little break and discuss it, and we'll move on to chapter 27. So, this is it. Jesus is telling them in no uncertain terms that, he's about to die. He mentions the precious ointment that the woman had applied to him and said, this is for my burial. And it's like these disciples just missed it. They didn't see it, or they were blinded somehow. It's like they just didn't know. But Jesus is telling them, this, my blood's about to be shed for the remission of sins. Why do you think I'm telling you this stuff? And even though Jesus is telling them, and they're his disciples, and they trust him, they believe him, they're in denial. They don't believe it. And they're all asking, am I going to be the one to betray you? Is it me? Is it me? I don't think Judas at that point even knew it was going to be him. Because in other Gospels, we find that at a certain point, Satan entered into Judas. And yeah, I mean, good grief. I'd say it would probably be better to never be born than to have Satan enter into you. What a horrifying thought. But as we see, this chapter progresses right along, just as Jesus had said. They're coming to get me. And we read earlier in Matthew, his face is set towards Jerusalem because he knows what he's going to do. He knows he's going to have to go and be sacrificed. He knows that it's by his blood and by his blood alone can there be remission for sins. And the humanity of Jesus is crying out. He's scared. His flesh is not willing, but of course the Spirit of God that's within Jesus Christ, the man, is willing. They share the same will. The Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost all have one will. But the humanity in Jesus is saying, no, please, if you can, take this from me. And he even went as far as to say, like, guys, I could call up 12 legions of angels to spare me from this, but it has to be. This has to be in order for the prophets to be fulfilled. So Jesus facing certain death, full of the very same fear that we have in life of death, that very human feeling, the fear of death, is pressing on him, and he's pleading, but still the will of the Father, the will of God is still strong in that he says, not my will, speaking from the flesh, but yours be done, speaking of the Spirit of God. So this must have been just gut-wrenching for Jesus, this just facing this unbelievable torture that he knows he's about to endure. But the fact is, he loves us. He loves his people so much that he was willing, because he knew there's no other way. There's no other way to bring salvation to the world. Only the perfect blood, the righteous blood of the spotless Lamb of God, the Son of God, Jesus Christ himself, only could suffice for the propitiation of sins. And despite the humanity in Jesus, the fear, the not wanting to go through this, he still, for the love of humanity, went through with it. How about that? There, Willie Johnson, Gangster Ghost.
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure.
I hear Big Bad Mama said last night there's Christian scholars or groups that believe that the virgin birth, resurrection, and crucified was not literal. Is that true? You ever heard of that?
I mean, I'm sure there's some crazy people out there that would say that, but this is an eyewitness account. This is the story. I mean, this isn't made up. This isn't just, oh, we're just creating this. I mean, all three parties involved in the crucifixion, the burial, and the resurrection, they all proclaim an empty tomb, right? The Romans, where is he? I mean, they even killed the ones that were supposed to guard the tomb. The Jews, they don't know where he is. And Christians, well, we know where he is, but we all declare an empty tomb. Now, if you ask a Muslim, they're going to say that Jesus was killed during the beating and they put up a substitute body on the cross. But, no, I don't see any evidence for that in any of the scriptures.
Even a Muslim scholar said that Jesus was crucified by the evidence.
Well, yeah, and a lot of, like I said, Islamic apologists will say that Jesus was killed, but he wasn't crucified, that they put another body on the cross. So, without further ado, we shall go on to chapter 27, unless Willie Johnson has something to add. All right. So, chapter 27. This is the continuation into the Good Friday, the events leading up to, When the morning was come, all the chief priests and elders of the people took counsel against Jesus to put him to death. And when they had bound him, they led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate, the governor. Then Judas, which had betrayed him, when he saw that he was condemned, repented himself and brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and elders, saying, I have sinned in that I have betrayed the innocent blood. And they said, What is that to us? See thou to that. And he cast down the pieces of silver in the temple, and departed, and went and hanged himself. And the chief priests took the silver pieces, and said, It is not lawful for to put them into the treasury, because it is the price of blood. And they took counsel, and bought with them the potter's field to bury strangers in. Wherefore that field was called the field of blood unto this day. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremy the prophet, saying, And they took 30 pieces of silver, the price of him that was valued, whom they of the children of Israel did value, and gave them for the potter's field, as the Lord appointed me. And Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying,
You ever have cannoli before?
Well, we're back up now, I think.
I'll check.
On the same.
I
See,
believe
Mark?
so.
Mark? In the stream that's going on right now? Yeah.
Yeah, that is where it cut out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was like a 10-minute
Right.
bloop.
But anyway, that was about it. I didn't get to quite finish chapter 27, but that must
But
have
do
been
that.
there.
Do that.
Oh, well, I guess I can do that. Let me pull chapter 27 back up. Where exactly was I? Not very far into it.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay, good. It sounded like you got cut off or something.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, so chapter 27 about gosh, I don't know exactly where I was. But I don't think I was very far into it. So I guess we could start over. This is 27. Yes. So verse 1, when the morning was come, all the chief priests and elders of the people took counsel against Jesus to put him to death. And when they had bound him, they led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate, the governor. Then Judas, which had betrayed him, when he saw that he was condemned, repented himself and brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and elders, saying, I have sinned and that I have betrayed thee innocent blood. And they said, What is that to us? See thou to that. And he cast down the pieces of silver in the temple and departed, and went and hanged himself. And the chief priests took the silver pieces and said, It is not lawful for to put them into the treasury, because it is the price of blood. And they took counsel and bought with them the potter's field to bury strangers in. Wherefore that field was called the field of blood unto this day. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremy the prophet, saying, And they took the 30 pieces of silver, the price of him that was valued, whom they of the children of Israel did value, and gave them for the potter's field, as the Lord appointed me. And Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, Art thou the king of the Jews? And Jesus said unto him, Thou sayest. And when he was accused of the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing. Then said Pilate unto him, Hearest thou not how many things they witness against thee? And he answered him to never a word, insomuch that the governor marveled greatly. Now at that feast the governor was wont to release unto the people a prisoner, whom they would. And they had then a notable prisoner, called Barabbas. Therefore when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them, Whom will ye that I release unto you, Barabbas, or Jesus, which is called Christ? For he knew that for envy they had delivered him. When he was set down on the judgment seat, his wife sent unto him, saying, Have thou nothing to do with that just man, for I have suffered many things this day in a dream because of him. But the chief priests and elders persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barabbas and destroy Jesus. The governor answered and said unto them, Whether of the twain will ye that I release unto you? They said, Barabbas. Pilate saith unto them, What shall I do then with Jesus, which is called Christ? They all said unto him, Let him be crucified. And the governor said, Why? What evil has he done? But they cried out the more, saying, Let him be crucified. When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but that rather a tumult was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person. See ye to it. Then answered all the people and said, His blood be on us and on our children. Then released he Barabbas unto them, and when he had scourged Jesus, he delivered him to be crucified. Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the common hall and gathered unto him the whole band of soldiers. And they stripped him and put on him a scarlet robe. And when they had platted a crown of thorns, they put it upon his head, and a reed in his right hand. And they bowed the knee before him and mocked him, saying, Hail, King of the Jews! And they spit upon him, and took the reed, and smote him on the head. And after that they had mocked him, they took the robe off from him, and put his own raiment on him, and led him away to crucify him. And as they came out, they found a man of Cyrene, Simon by name. Him they compelled to bear his cross. And when they were come unto a place called Golgotha, this is to say, a place of a skull, they gave him vinegar to drink, mingled with gall. And when he had tasted thereof, he would not drink. And they crucified him, and parted his garments, casting lots, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet. They parted my garments among them, and upon my vesture did they cast lots. And sitting down, they watched him there, and set up over his head his accusation, written, This is Jesus, the King of the Jews. Then were there two thieves crucified with him, one on the right hand and another on the left. And they that passed by reviled him, wagging their heads, and saying, Thou that destroyest the temple and buildest it in 3 days, save thyself. If thou be the Son of God, come down from the cross. Likewise also the chief priests, mocking him, with the scribes and elders, said, He saved others, himself he cannot save. If he be the King of Israel, let him now come down from the cross, and we will believe him. He trusted in God. Let him deliver him now, if he will have him. For he said, I am the Son of God. The thieves also, which were crucified with him, cast the same in his teeth. Now from the 6th hour there was darkness over all the land unto the 9th hour. And about the 9th hour Jesus cried with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. That is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Some of them that stood there when they heard that said, This man calleth for Elias. And straightway one of them ran and took a sponge and filled it with vinegar and put it on a reed and gave him to drink. The rest said, Let be. Let us see whether Elias will come to save him. Jesus, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the ghost. And behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom, and the earth did quake, and the rocks rent. And the graves were open, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose, and came out of the graves after his resurrection, and went into the holy city, and appeared unto many. Now when the centurion and they that were with him, watching Jesus, saw the earthquake, and those things that were done, they feared greatly, saying, Truly this was the Son of God. And many women were there beholding afar off, which followed Jesus from Galilee, ministering unto him, among which was Mary Magdalene, and Mary the mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of Zebedee's children. When the even was come, there came a rich man of Arimathea, named Joseph, who was also himself Jesus' disciple. He went to Pilate and begged the body of Jesus. Then Pilate commanded the body to be delivered. And when Joseph had taken the body, he wrapped it in a clean linen cloth and laid it in his own new tomb, which he had hewn out of the rock. And he rolled a great stone to the door of the sepulchre and departed. There was Mary Magdalene and the other Mary sitting over against the sepulchre. Now the next day that followed the day of the preparation, the chief priests and Pharisees came together unto Pilate, saying, Sir, we remember that that deceiver said, while he was yet alive, after 3 days I will rise again. Command therefore that the sepulchre be made sure until the 3rd day, lest his disciples come by night and steal him away, and say unto the people, He is risen from the dead. So the last error shall be worse than the first. Pilate said unto them, Ye have a watch, go your way, make it as sure as you can. So they went and made the sepulchre sure, sealing the stone and setting a watch. So this is the Good Friday story, the crucifixion and the burial. He would remain in the tomb until the 3rd day. Now there is a common misconception that says he was in the tomb for 3 days, 3 whole days. Not right. He was risen on the 3rd day. Friday was the 1st day, Saturday was the 2nd day, Sunday was the 3rd day. So, no, not necessarily 3 24-hour time periods, but it was on the 3rd day that he was risen. Another interesting part of this passage where it talks about, the saints that came out of the graves. A lot of people wanna say that that happened at the moment of the crucifixion, but no. If you look in verse, let's see, 53, I believe it is. Yes, it says, and came out of the graves after his resurrection, which we know Christ resurrected on the 3rd day. After his resurrection, they came out of the graves and went into the city and appeared unto many. So this series of events that seems to be all on the same day, it's clarified in verse 53 that this particular part of this, there was a series of events. There was the temple that was, the veil was ripped from top to bottom. There was an earthquake. There were rocks that were broken, and the graves were opened. So the graves opening and the bodies of the saints coming out of the grave that happened after the resurrection. It wasn't on the day of his crucifixion, and that's clarified, like I said, in verse 53 right here. So, yeah, this is the Good Friday story. This is the story of the crucifixion and burial of Christ. We're gonna get into the I believe Gangster and Christian Pike are gonna do a Sunday Easter stream to go into the resurrection and all that. But I thought just today would be fitting to go over the Good Friday story because it is in fact Good Friday. Who is Rodney McCheeseburger? Is that Brother Pike?
Man, you already know who it is.
I already know who it is. Good morning, sir.
Who else?
Right?
Greetings again.
You
Once
look
again,
different.
On this Good Friday.
Say again.
Once again, I greet thee, and I come before thee humbly. Am I not merciful?
Why, thank you, Rodney McCheeseburger.
Do you know where you let off, Mark?
Hmm?
Do you know where you let off?
Yeah, I picked up right there where my stream had its little snafu.
Oh, that's good. But Mark,
yeah,
is it where the Orthodox Good Friday's next Friday?
No, it's not. I mean, this isn't even really the right time of year that Jesus was crucified. I believe it was more in the winter months when he was crucified, because we find that Peter was warming himself by a fire. That wouldn't necessarily be something to do in the spring months in Israel. It's quite warm over there this time of year.
But don't they celebrate? What's the word? The Jewish Easter. Yeah, Passover.
Mm-hmm.
Do you pass
the same time as we? No, wait, not Passover, not Passover.
Easter?
Easter, yeah.
Orthodox, they celebrate, Father Charles told me they celebrate, I think probably next Sunday. Not this one,
Oh,
but
no, I meant Jews.
Oh, Jews? Oh, Passover, I think, might be this week, I think. I'm not sure. What do you think, Rodney?
I don't know. You know, I probably should know, to be honest with you.
I mean,
April 22nd is when Passover is this year.
Oh, you beat me to it. But Mark.
Yeah, I mean our Easter also. It's not on. It varies on the date. Because it follows, I guess, the moon calendar or something. I don't know.
Well, Mark, what do you think of that one video I made of you turning into the Call of Duty guys?
Hilarious.
Called Mark's Call of the Stony.
Call of Stony.
Call of the Stony. Yeah, that's an awesome name, Mark. But anyone who ever made fun of me, you can pick them up, throw them in the garbage can with your bare hands.
But why would I do that?
Because you're Mark Stony.
True.
Oh, I guess the logic checks out.
And Brother Pike, when he was an atheist, his name was Atheist. Then he became a Gnostic. His name was a Gnostic. Then he became Muslim. His name was a Muslim. Then he became a Hindu. Then his name was Hindu. Now he's a Christian. Now he became Christian.
All of that.
Yeah. Does that blow your mind, Mr. Mark?
No, not at all.
Oh. You ever hit on the mark?
Mm-hmm.
Is it two Marxists look up to you, Mark?
No.
Oh.
Not that Marx.
What about?
It's all starting to come together.
Sorry, but no, that ain't me.
Are you sure?
You got the wrong guy.
The blonde man and his deaf wife.
Rodney McCheeseburger sounds like he's like 10 miles away from his microphone.
What? I'm back.
Okay. So the oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm reading about the dates of the.
Do you ever?
Yeah, when we celebrate Easter. So Easter, as I said, goes by the. I guess I said the lunar calendar, but it's actually lunisolar calendar. And it was decided at the Council of Nicaea.
Oh.
So 325 CE.
Oh.
And
Mark.
the Eastern Orthodox Christians base their celebration from the Julian calendar. For unknown reasons. But oh yeah, very serious. It says so on Wikipedia, so I know it's true.
Oh. Well, Mark, do you see? Is Hanukkah, is that in the Bible?
No.
It's not?
No.
I heard Steve Bone said that it was pagan. Is that true?
I'm pretty sure it comes from the Talmud.
Pagan?
Yeah.
It's an interesting accusation.
Hanukkah. Yeah.
Hanukkah.
Well,
I think a lot of folks just use
in the
word
sense that
pagan for things they don't agree with.
in the sense that it's not Christian, which is the definition of pagan, is non-Christian. In that sense, it is because it's Jewish.
Jewish?
Those pagans, those pagan Jews.
Yeah, I mean, no one uses it that way today.
Oh, okay, that's.
And it's a very weird. No, we mostly associate pagan with like non-Abrahamic religions and
Do you think
polytheist.
Is Hindu pagan then?
I guess it would be considered pagan, but it's a weird thing because I feel it's a word that's not really. It's an old word. It's an old word that's not really used today. And it's also kind of derogative.
Do you think Buddhists are pagan?
No, Buddhists don't have gods.
Oh.
Well, Buddhists say that Jesus was a Buddha.
Yeah, heard Buddhists that do. I heard about it.
Yeah, L. Ron Hubbard said he was both Jesus and the Antichrist and Buddha. No, not Buddha. Dalai Lama.
Was he also Mohammed?
No, I don't think he made that particular claim, but he did say he was Antichrist, and yeah, he was Satanist.
Oh. What about the guy that Lucifer who loves weed?
Well, he's a completely different chapter of humanity, I think. He's his own. He has no categorization to be placed in.
I wonder why he puts his camera right into his face.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Mark, do you know?
I gotta step away for a minute. I will return shortly.
You better.
Gonna miss you. Brother Pike. How you been, Brother Pike? He's Brother Pike, you know. But yeah, you know, there's only two type of people in the world: the Hindu, the hen, and the ones that hen don't. Which one are you?
I guess I would be the him don't.
But
yeah, I don't adhere myself to any religion or religious beliefs.
What about, do you believe in Brother Pike?
That I do.
Uh-huh.
I also believe in the almighty streamer Gangster Ghost.
Uh-huh. Guys, what if they prove that ghosts are real? Like, your mind energy continues after you die?
Yeah.
What would you do then?
I don't know what I would do, but it would be cool. It wouldn't make, it would birth a lot of new questions, like, do they interact in our world?
Yeah.
And if so, because there are people I would love to chat with, like my grandparents and other people.
Yeah, that's what Michael Jones talked about. He said that they said the mind energy, it's separate from the brain, but connected and part of the brain. Yeah, it blows your mind, man. Mind and soul are one same, unless without the body spirit. I agree, Mark. I agree.
Yeah, I don't get the differentiation between soul and spirit, in the sense that I when I say I don't get it, I mean I don't know.
Spirit is
what it
your
is.
soul in your body, but your soul is your spirit in your body, and when your soul leaves your body, it becomes a ghost or goes to the afterlife. Right, Rodney McCheeseburger?
I understand that subject a little differently than that.
See? Oh, Rodney, you ever seen that movie Passion of the Christ?
Years and years ago when I was a kid.
Yeah, it was sad.
Yeah, I can't watch stuff like that. It makes me cry.
Isn't that the super like gory? Maybe not gory, but kind of.
That's gory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not seen it.
Me either. I could never.
It's hard to watch.
And it's all in Aramaic. It'll be hard for me. But not from Rodney. He knows I'll speak Aramaic, Greek,
Well, I
Arabic,
speak it all, really, don't I?
Swedish, Pig Latin, and Lupin.
I speak it all.
He knows I'll speak Lupin.
That's true. Well, that one's a little bit of a challenge, but
yeah.
Mark says the spirit is the life force that God gives. The spirit of all men return to God who gave it. The spirit is not the soul. Oh!
Nobody weird at her today. It's so funny. This is the face Brother Pike makes when he sees that picture.
what in the actual Logan?
This is also what Brother Pike's face looks like when he sees that picture.
What? as you can tell from my picture, I'm actually Donald Trump.
Oh.
So, you know,
Yeah, that's
vote
kind
for
of
me.
terrifying.
Look, just vote for me.
No.
Do it. The whole thing's rigged anyways. Who cares?
I can vote for Brother Pike.
Yeah, me too.
That's close enough.
There is
You know what?
there is a
That's
slight
within our
issue
policy.
though. I'm not a U.S. citizen, but I can vote nonetheless.
Neither are the countless illegals that vote for Joe Biden.
Yeah. And all the zombies. Too.
And the zombies.
Oh, such nonsense.
Just vote for me. Look, listen. If you guys vote for me, I'm
Such
going to give you no stimulus check.
nonsense.
Yeah. Miss Alcast, have you ever seen?
Yeah.
Here's this other movie. Thought it was funny. Called not funny. It's actually crazy. They made a horror movie out of Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, I've not seen it. I do not watch horror movies.
It's weird.
I can't.
Horror movie out of Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, I'm surprised they were allowed to that Disney gave their
They had to tell
permission.
the true story.
Yeah.
It is a true story. I mean,
How it all happened.
we all know that Christopher Robin had a horse, E-I-E-I-O. Yeah.
What about? Yeah, they also made a horror movie out of Mickey Mouse, but they did it wrong. What they should have done is, you know, the time they do experiments on mice, they should have where it mutates into a part human, part mouse monster. We think that brother Ronnie McCheeseburger Pike.
Oh, my thoughts on that particular subject are quite limited.
See, they should also Transformers versus Godzilla and King Kong.
No, I do have thoughts on that, naturally.
Who do you think going to win in a fight?
In that particular exchange, I think probably that evil Winnie the Pooh would show up somewhere and kind of take the W.
Oh.
I think they should do one on wait, is it the same in the US? Tom and Jerry?
Yeah, they made a movie out of that.
Because
Tom and Jerry, blood cries from the ground.
Yeah, because that's pretty violent cartoon as it is.
Oh. They made a cartoon out. One where they're in live action, but they're animated. Kind of like Brother Pike.
Yeah.
Is he animated too?
Yeah. He's Brother Pike.
That is true. That is true.
You know, I don't know why Logan loves me so much, but he definitely does.
Yes.
I love Brother Pike.
Yeah, he's a lovable character. You both are.
Logan will text me sometimes on Facebook Messenger. He'll be like, "Hey, I need to call you. Can we talk?" And I'll be like, "Okay." So I'll call him, and he'll have absolutely nothing to talk about. He just like wants to kick it on the phone for a while.
Yeah. He's Brother Pike.
That's nice. That's nice.
He texts me like with this sense of urgency, with absolutely nothing on the roster. Like,
yeah. But you're Brother Pike. Everyone loves Brother Pike.
Well, that's true.
That is true. He's
And everyone
likable.
loves Miss Outcast.
Oh, I'm not sure everyone does, but I'm happy for those who do. Not for those. Not for their sake, but for my sake. I'm happy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I seen the other day, AJ didn't have glasses on. It's weird.
Glasses gay.
But he
He
didn't have
didn't?
glasses on. It was weird.
Yeah, you think you know a guy, and then he goes around with no glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when someone parts their hair on the other side. It's like,
I
what
break
are you
fellowship.
trying to do? Are you trying to break my brain?
I immediately break fellowship with that person, because that is a symbol of treachery. You can't trust them, you know.
Right.
Obviously.
They're worse than shapeshifters.
Obviously. That's why you need to vote for me, Donald J. Trump, because in the first day of my administration, we're killing all the shapeshifters, plus we're passing out more stimulus checks.
Yeah.
$2,000.
Yeah.
Tell your friends to come get this money.
Well, Miss Alcast. Do you ever play video games?
No, not really, not anymore. I used to. I have at some occasions tried because all of my friends do, and I have partaken in their gaming sessions. But
I need to.
they are much. I can't.
It's weird. I've seen these old games I found out about where you can play as Jesus, but as like Mario. It's weird. Because Jesus in the temple. We think of that Brother Mark and Brother Pike.
I'm sorry, I missed the question. I was reading the chat.
Mark is also a gangster.
Yeah.
I got this one, Mark.
Yeah. You know, I found out that guy Christopher Hitchin was a Marxist, so he followed and worshipped Mark Stony. Right, Mark?
Sorry, I'm switching over to my headset.
Oh, that's
Give me
right.
a second.
Yeah, you know that? You ever heard of Christopher Hitchens, Brother Pike?
Yeah, I know who Christopher Hitchens is.
Yeah, he worshipped Mark Stony.
He probably was a Marxist for real.
Yeah. So
all right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep. Wait, can I hear you?
Hi, Brother Stony. How's your day today? Oh no, he's getting very serious.
You've heard of Good Friday, but have you ever heard of Hood Friday? Because I keep hearing gunshots.
Oh. You ever seen that movie Friday?
Years ago.
Yeah, it was based on you and Mark.
Probably was.
Mark was Ice. What's his name? Ice Cube, and you're that other guy.
Yeah, little other guy.
He disappeared.
Yeah, it seems like he's once again having issues with his. But we heard him. He switched to his headset, and we heard him. There he is.
But was he
going for
truly
it, Mark?
hurt?
Are you there, Brother Pike? Brother
Yes.
Tony?
Well, the question is, was he truly heard? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that is always the question, isn't it?
Like, are we listening for real though? Right? Like,
Mark, he's a tough guy. He's gonna mess you up.
he might be tough on the outside, but he needs love on the inside.
Yeah. But Brother Pike, you want to do that show 7 o'clock with 7:30?
Yeah, either one's fine. I gotta put some notes together, I guess.
Huh?
Yeah, you better. So
Yeah.
what passages?
Well, you remember what I said about putting notes together? So
Yeah.
I still have to do that.
Are you going to talk? Did you get any candy from the Easter Bundy?
Has he come yet?
No, that'll be Sunday.
That's pending. The results are pending.
Oh.
I mean, I would guess probably not, but results are pending.
Oh. Oh.
That's what the whole service is going to be about on Sunday, is the heresy of Baal, veiled as the Easter Bunny. So prepare yourselves for the truth.
Oh my goodness.
Because all you've had up to this point are lies.
Yeah, that might
Get
take
ready
some
for the
preparation.
blood-curdling dreams of the ancient Phoenicians.
Oh. Brother Pike, would you ever identify as Zeus?
I don't really know what it means to identify as things. That whole movement just kind of skipped me.
But Miss
do what?
Alcast identifies herself an angel lady.
The whole idea of identifying to me just feels like make-believe, like pretend, like, hey, I identify as this. Well, it's like, well, what are you, though? Like, what do you mean you identify as it? What are you actually are?
I heard about a lady who identifies as a cat.
But did that make her, therefore, a cat?
Yeah. Miss Mod wants to know if you were stomping the earth yesterday. And
No, for the 76,000,000th and 15th time, I was not on any broadcast yesterday at all.
What if Miss Outcast identifies Miss Mod and Miss Mod identifies Miss Outcast?
Well, I probably believe that, obviously, but it's different, you know.
Yeah, she thought that was you, Stomp.
I can confirm that it was not me, though I appreciate your suspicions.
Oh.
That person must have been quite funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what about Professor Pants? He's a Pentecostal.
Professor Pants is, in fact, a Pentecostal, and he's been making various appearances, like on Ryan's show lately, where he's greatly appreciated, actually, and people seem to recognize his importance and value.
We do too.
Hey, I can hear now.
Yay! Yay!
Welcome back.
I'm having all kinds of technical problems today.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
I think you have body thetans in your system.
It could be
You need
body
to audit them out.
Yeah, body paintings. I've got some.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, they're kind of nasty.
well, I've been
making all sorts of trouble
lately. Me and Leah Remini, and I've just about got them out.
Yeah.
Probably another $40,000 worth of classes, and I'll be good.
Oh, at least.
At least.
I would say, yeah, 40,000.
Oh, that's a good idea for a troll account. Operating Thetan for Satan.
Is this true, Mark?
OG, am I right?
That would be awesome. That would be so awesome.
Brother Pike, do you remember that it's about the world's about to end?
Yeah, I heard something about that.
What did you hear?
Always.
Something about the eclipse or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, all the crazies are saying the world's gonna end with the eclipse. An eclipse like what, 3 years ago?
I'll tell you what.
Eight
I
years
ain't
ago.
no
Sorry.
fool, Mark. I'm not no fool. I don't get in the van unless I can see the candy.
Uh-huh.
I hear you there.
End of the world, and Mark knows it, but he is fine. The end of the world, but Mark stops it, but he is fine. Right, Mark? Are you there?
Mark?
I think Mark's world might have just been.
I stepped away from my desk for a second. Yeah, no, the world is not about to end. Stop that nonsense. We got work to do, folks.
You don't know.
We got to make this world a better place. That's our job. It's our duty.
It might end at like 6:30. You don't know.
It's
Look,
but
check back.
no.
That's all I'm saying.
You want to put money on it?
Check back at 6:30, 6:45. You know.
Put your money where your mouth
Roll it up to
is.
7. Check back.
I would like to say that it's 7:40 here, and
Well, we're talking about real time.
Okay.
Not that European stuff. Y'all's world ended a long time ago when we left.
Yeah, right. Well, it could explain some things. But as always, it would also arise new questions.
Well, I heard something about the eclipse, and I was like, well, I guess I won't finish painting this house. So
Where does the Bible say the world will end with eclipse?
Nowhere, to my knowledge.
It's crazy. What do you think, Mark?
It doesn't.
Yeah. I think it's all Brother Pike's fault. Maybe it might be end of the werewolves.
Could be.
End of the gerbils.
Such a
That's
pessimistic
very
view
sad.
of the world.
They are very small. And
It's the end of the polar ice caps.
Wow.
Yeah,
Were we not put on this
interesting.
world to take dominion? Yes, we were.
Yeah.
It's our responsibility to make the world around us better.
Yep.
I'm starting with the man.
Thank you.
You're
That's the best place to start.
I'm asking to change his ways more.
Yep.
Mark, sorry, you come on me of a cowboy.
A cowboy.
Yeah.
Where do you get that from?
It's in that picture you have right there. Yeah,
You
come in
gotta
and
have
just
that
put a hat
cowboy
on.
vest.
Yeah,
That's
with a hat on, you could see it.
Yeah.
Hmm. I could probably put a cowboy hat on my picture.
You ever been to Texas?
Yes, I have.
Did you fight the Chainsaw Massacre?
What?
Just answer the question, Mark.
No.
What about Hank
I
Hill? You ever
refuse.
met him?
Nope.
What about Chuck Norris?
Yeah, what
Never
about
met him.
Oh.
But I thought
I'd like to meet
everyone-
him.
No one's met Chuck Norris. He's met everyone.
Yeah, he meets you.
Exactly.
Look, let me explain something to you. Chuck Norris does not read books. He just stares at them to get the information he requires.
Exactly.
How far do y'all want to go down this Chuck Norris rabbit hole?
I mean,
Oh,
his
we can take
his
it
tears
far.
cure cancer, but unfortunately, he never cries.
Ah, too bad.
Chuck Norris can believe it's not butter.
Mr. Stoney.
Yep.
Did they ever make a movie about Good Friday?
Oh yeah. I mean, have you seen The Passion of the Christ?
Oh.
Good point.
Oh.
That was a good
No,
one.
I've never seen it.
No.
No, but I'm still interested in this because you said, Mark, that you believed it to be rather in like the winter months of the year. But
Yes.
it happened according to the general narrative, as I understand it, it happens over the Jewish Easter celebrations.
Passover.
Yeah. Which takes place at the same time as ours.
Yeah, Mark.
I'm
Isn't that
looking it
so?
up.
Okay.
What time would you like to be, Brother Pike? 7 or 7:30?
Which do you prefer? I think you prefer 7, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, then we can do 7.
Okay.
Or I can be unmerciful and say 7:30.
Whatever's good for you.
But I'm merciful. So, we're going with 7.
Okay.
And I shouldn't have to cancel this until at least Saturday.
Okay. But this is Good Friday.
How do we know? How are we to? Because I really want to, if it's possible.
This is based upon faith alone, Deviant. So knowing is not really important here.
Oh.
What do they call Saturday between Easter and Good Friday?
I don't know. Honestly, Logan, I don't really have that much interest in holidays, to be honest. I don't even notice them most of the time unless they're pointed out to me.
We call it
I'm kind of the same
Easter Eve. And that's the day that's
Who is
celebrated. We in Sweden, yes.
Ah.
Because you're so sweet?
Maybe. For some reason, we celebrate the eves here. It's the same with Christmas. We don't celebrate. We celebrate Christmas.
Are you guys in NATO in Sweden?
Yes.
If we're in NATO, since what is it? A couple of weeks. Yep.
Oh yeah, you just joined NATO. That's right.
Yeah, we broke 200 years of military unaffiliatedness, which isn't the word, but now
the very first Russian nukes. You have to realize that.
Yeah. Kind of. Here.
Just sort of me.
Mark.
They flew over our mainland and our ocean, and yeah.
What do you do if you see this guy at your door? What would you do then?
I probably wouldn't let him in.
Oh.
There's a lot of people in the news I shouldn't have let in, but I did.
Yeah, I'd be terrified. Like, how did he make it here?
I let those Mormon missionaries in all the time. Them boys can talk.
How did he know where I live?
I don't know. He dressed up like a ninja.
Mark, you ever let the Mormon missionaries in?
I have spoken to Mormon missionaries, as a matter of fact. The elders? Or no, that's LDS. Or LDS Mormon?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
It's Jehovah's Witness that are different. But yeah, I've spoken to both LDS and Jehovah's Witness on numerous
Jehovah's
occasions.
Witnesses are fine because they're real brief. They're just trying to give you a pamphlet. But those Mormons will talk your ears off.
I've had a debate with some Mormon elders, which turned out to just be 17-year-old boys.
Yeah. It's really weird.
They're clueless. Like, they don't know their own scripture, and it's sad.
Well, the thing is that they rely on the Book of Mormons much more than they do the Bible. They don't really acknowledge that if you say it to them, but that is the actual fact.
Oh, it's definitely true, yeah.
Right, but the Book of Mormons is a different gospel, and Paul warns about bringing different gospels.
Yeah, sure, but Joseph Smith was a really inventive con man. So
True.
I remember the first time I saw that picture of Jesus like on an Aztec temple. I was like, what?
Yeah,
I was like about to join that religion because it looked kind of epic.
their iconography is kind of.
Now they're on point. Like if you walk in their temples, their pictures are pretty cool. Here.
Yeah, they're also very, very white and many times slightly homoerotic.
Oh, their Jesus is the most Northern European Jesus I think I've seen to date.
Yep. As they say, white and delightsome. White and delightsome.
Oh.
Well, it's like they say around my house, Stevie, white makes right.
He looks like a cowboy.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to find myself a cowboy hat. Y'all sent me on 15 different other rabbit trails.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask if you
Right,
found anything about Easter, but I didn't want to like pester you. Only pressure you.
He's like, but what's the answer though?
What about Aiden Darwin? What about that? Eh?
Yeah, what about that?
Aiden Darwin,
He's a prophet of a fine spaghetti monster.
They don't have prophets in Canada because there's no good news to bring.
There's what? No.
You can't have prophets in Canada because prophets are supposed to come tell you like what God's going to do for you and all the good things are going to come deliver you. And there's none of that in Canada. It's just like it looks bleak, the future, you know?
Oh.
I see.
But what about Aiden?
He's going to have to get out. He's going to have to leave that place. Yeah. Get out of the land of thy culture and I shall make a great nation of thee.
Do we need to like come up with a rescue party? Yes. Go over there in a white van in like beige trench coats and wear mustaches, glasses.
Yes. Guess who's here?
Who's here?
Who's here?
Claude.
Oh, hello, Claude.
Oh.
I'm really happy Claude's been doing streams again. Those are always entertaining.
Yeah.
And fun.
I was on there yesterday or this morning, I guess, for me. And it was really nice. And then we hung up and I got a banging headache.
Oh, no.
So I don't know how to interpret that. It's nice. I was not smart, but that's kind of the way it always is. So what's new? And I was also really tired.
Oh.
But it was nice.
I'm really tired all the times that I'm not smart too.
It's a good excuse.
I'm really tired right now.
But your brother Pike.
The problem is you're always tired. You're never not tired.
But your brother Pike, you don't get tired.
I need to take a day off, but that's just not something I really do.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not very surprised that you are tired, given that you like work 8 days a week
at
on
least,
17 different jobs.
Apparently, I don't know how to use the internet anymore.
I'm sorry.
I forgive you.
Oh.
But why?
I'm struggling.
No.
With everything.
You know, my theory is my
E-Town theory.
What?
E-Town theory.
E-Town theory? What?
That's my P-Town theory. The reason why? Because you made P-Town go crazy. But Mark, I don't get why people always say you're great, but everyone else make way more videos about Kent than you ever do. Is that crazy?
Yeah. It's weird, but okay. Haters gonna hate, man.
Yeah, they need someone to put it all on because they can't accept anything wrong with their God Messiah Kent Hovind, which would make them pagan, I would say, or at least, yeah, why not? Yeah, pagan.
Yeah,
but they need them to something to explain where does all the animosity and the people who actually tell the truth about him, like for instance Mark have done. They need an explanation, and the explanation is just hate. And then they need a person they can attack because that's much easier.
Yeah. Paul brother Stony.
Yeah. He's a
You're
good
brother,
boy.
Stony.
What did I do?
We're
You're a
proud.
good boy.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
You know what you did.
Being all nice and friendly and smart, funny, and a good friend. And
Mark.
Yeah.
Hold on, turn my camera on. So you got to look at this.
Yeah.
So I want to show you something funny, right? Can you
Give me
turn
a
your
second.
camera? Can you turn cameras around on this app? Is that a thing?
yeah.
I believe so.
How does the do it?
Why am
Maybe
I the
double
main-
tap on it.
Double tap on it.
Yeah, just double tap on your picture. It might. I don't know if that's Restream or StreamYard. One of them you can just double tap and
Bro, that ain't
it'll
done
flip it.
nothing.
And
Oh, boy.
I'm going to, hold on, I think
There.
what the?
Yay! What?
What the? He disappeared.
He
Oh,
kicked
no.
himself. He accidentally kicked himself in the
No!
mid-pay.
There it is. Well,
No.
now he's gone.
Mark,
Come back to
there
us.
he is.
Ooh!
Yes.
So look at these sash windows and look at, like, I don't know if you can tell, but like some of the sashes are just completely missing.
Ooh,
Rotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not
Hmm.
rotten. You know why they're missing?
Why?
Because a
taken off?
ferret ate them off.
A ferret. Oh,
Look at
my
this.
goodness. Wow.
Oh,
That-
Bro,
yeah, I
my.
see it. I see it.
This Joker's ferret straight up ate these sashes.
He wanted to go outside.
Death. That's the penalty.
Oh, come on now. Don't be so cruel.
Death.
Ferrets are cute.
The sweet release of it.
Yeah, they are.
Anyways, that's what I've been dealing with.
Well, I got my cowboy hat on now.
I approve.
Cowboy Stony.
It
Oh, it
should
looks like
be
I
a
need to make
bit
some adjustments.
lower. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to make some adjustments. It's not perfect.
Uh,
Don't hate.
But so, wait. Just so I looked up dates and duration of the Passover. And
Yeah, I kind of haven't brought that back up because I realized I could be wrong.
okay.
yeah, but now I'm reading here. It says the Passover begins on the 15th day of the month of Nisan.
Nissan, right?
Yes, which at present falls between March 26th and April 25th of the Gregorian calendar,
Yes.
which is the calendar we use. The 15th day begins in the evening after the 14th day. Oh, really? Passover is a spring festival. So the 15th day of Nisan typically begins of a full moon after the northern vernal equinox.
Yeah.
So it's always celebrated in spring.
Yes.
Which so it had to have been in springtime.
Oh.
But,
Correct.
to the point you made about him warming himself by a fire, that's not impossible just because it was in springtime, because at night it still gets chilly.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I've looked at this in the past, and I've always done this. I've always gone and looked at the weather in Jerusalem during this time of year, and right now, they're in the 60s to 80s consistently, and that I've always thought, that just doesn't seem like fire weather. But then again, I remember that I've had fires in 60-degree weather. Like, that's totally reasonable.
Yeah, and it's also So even if the mean temperature of during the day are higher.
Yeah, it'd be cooler at night, obviously.
Exactly. So and the sun goes down much earlier, I believe, or much earlier. It depends on where you live, of course.
Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I also found that wireless keyboard. I got it today.
Cool.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Oh, when
you ever had a wireless keyboard?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have a wireless mouse. Well, I don't have a wireless keyboard anymore because I like my wired keyboard.
I got that Logitech thumball mouse.
There you go.
I like that thumball.
And I talked to my friend.
Logitech MX Master.
I could
my favorite mouse of all time.
I could also connect my old Xbox controllers to that thing.
But can't you connect your thumb to ultimate power of control?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because this is what thumball offers.
Do you ever play any video games?
Man, I can't tell you last time I played a video game.
Yeah. What do you see? Because I found this out. These old games that's made by Christians in the 90s are unlicensed, like they're like on the black market, I guess, for these video games. On Nintendo, one was of course there's a Noah game. We try to get all the animals on the ark.
Of course.
Another one where this is the craziest one of them all. We play as Jesus as like a Mario-like character called Jesus in the Temple.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You get to like turn over the money changers tables and everything?
Yeah, I think so. You go around dumping on. It's kind of like a Mario game, but with Jesus.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Oh, I think that's pretty bordering on sacrilege, to be honest.
I was gonna say that's considering what in some Christian circles are considered like bad and
I agree.
demonic and sacrilegious. I'm very surprised.
Yeah, it's weird. There's one guy who was playing them on there to show people old games. It's weird. Here's other weird games on there. One's about what says in the Bible, and I forgot. Here's all kinds of other games they had. It's weird. Had Jesus like. Here's another game where you play as Jesus. Newer game from the 2000s. I heard about it before. You go around doing miracles. What do you think of that, Mark?
Yeah, like I said, that's pretty much borderlining on sacrilege.
Yeah, why bring video games into that kind of thing? I just don't understand that.
I don't know.
They'll do anything to reach youth.
Yeah.
It's kids.
Weird. I understand probably making Noah game. That's where you play as Noah, and you could turn into a fish Noah.
What?
Yeah.
Fish Noah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fish
Wow.
Noah, yeah.
Is that weird?
Very, very weird.
Where you get all the animals on there and stuff. It's crazy. Super Noah 3D. I think.
He said Supernova 3D.
Yeah, I think that's one of the games. I think is one of them. It's crazy.
Supernova 3D. That was kind of awesome. I'm not gonna lie. That one kind of rules.
I'm not sure that they made a Moses game. Yeah, I think one where you try to say baby Moses.
Moses escaped from Egypt.
I don't know. There's all kinds of games.
In a world of kings and gods.
You ever seen that game? That movie? Moses No, X's, kings, and gods.
No.
What about you, Mark?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, they had the guy who played Batman as Moses. So he's Bat Moses or Moses.
So he's not the hero that Egypt wants. He's the hero Egypt deserves.
Yeah.
No, his name is the guy who played Batman, Christian Bale.
Bale. Christian Bale.
Bale. Yeah.
Ah, Bale.
So he's related to Taco Bell.
Bale, like the tacos.
And his name is Christian, just like you. You could be brothers.
Well, you never can tell. We may be the same person.
Yeah, why not?
They have
You
played
never
Batman.
know.
They're little guys.
They lure out. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. When I saw that, it was crazy. Have a game like that about Jesus. And there's other ones where you play as three wise men trying to get to Jerusalem, I think. It's been a long time.
Trying to get to Jerusalem.
Tycoon game where they need to build roads and set up what's the word? Oasis where they can water their, I don't know, donkeys and fill up water.
Probably.
Too much.
Yeah, isn't that crazy, Mark? These supposed to be made by churches.
They're connecting with the youth, Mark.
It's pretty wild. Not gonna lie.
They're gonna get these kids in church one way or another.
Right?
Yeah, the old store is not engaging enough.
Is that a communion they're giving out like Monster Energy drink?
They're gonna be kids growing up thinking that Jesus and Noah and all of them, they were just in video games that were.
There's
I
agenda
mean,
that's
their faith won't be any less, and it will just.
Yeah,
just
one
be
game is called Bible Adventures. Other was called Bubble something.
Bubble.
3D Noah's Ark.
Oh, cool.
What did they think it was in 2D?
I don't know.
Probably.
Other one's called King of Kings, the early years.
The earlier is like a prequel.
Yeah, well, at least
Like
it's the
the-
early years, though, right?
Well, I kind of like the idea in one aspect of like Bible-based video games because, predestination's a thing in the Bible, and when you come to a video game, all the outcomes are predetermined.
That is
So there's
true.
that.
Wow, here's a game. That game I told you about, I heard it was a while ago. I heard on the news about a game where you play as, this is a different one. Play as Jesus. It's called I Am Jesus, official trailer, where you're Jesus going around doing miracles.
I mean,
But, like-
if I was Jesus, I would certainly be doing miracles.
If you have one of those games and you lose, like Noah's Ark, and you're Noah, and you lose. I mean,
Fail to build the ark.
ending scene. Yeah, the end scene must be horrific.
Oh my goodness. There's just no life.
No life, just water and float, dead bodies there, and you are responsible. Or like playing Moses and you lead your people into the desert and you get completely lost and everyone just starves and thirsts to death, sting of each other just to survive, and it's a horror show.
Yeah.
That's terrible to put on the children. Like, you're responsible for all the people of Israel.
I would not want that burden.
No, me neither. Me neither. I also wouldn't have liked to be Noah going back up on the mountain and be like, yeah, so I got kind of pissed off and
Yeah, you know those tablets you made for me?
had.
So about them, you know, I kind of broke all of the commandments.
Yep, would not like to be him, can I say that much.
Driving around in my automobile. My baby beside me at the wheel.
Oh, so both has a wing. It's like a what's the word? When you learn to drive.
Yeah, like a trainer.
Yeah, you can have the trainer can have like pedals.
A brake
and,
pedal anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
will
this
not
one
share
also
my brake
has
pedal with
a
you.
wheel. Why?
Because I like to go
Don't-
fast.
Me too. Me too.
So don't touch my brakes.
No, I won't. But I might I might go for the gas.
Got something funky going on with my graphics here. It's like it's not doing the draw distance like it's supposed to. Weird. Oh well. So you asked about video games. This is about it when it comes to me and video games. Driving simulators.
Driving.
It's a lot cheaper to drive pixels than it is to drive real cars. And a lot safer.
Yeah. Even though you crash much more often, it's still safer.
Oh, for sure. So what are we talking about now? Because I'm already tuned out. I'm in the driving game.
Well, I don't know. What happened to? It looks like it's just you and me here.
Uh-oh. I don't know what happened. Gangster Ghost? Christian Pike? Were they raptured? Oh no. I've been wrong all along.
No. I told you.
You didn't tell me nothing.
No, I know, but I told you I was suspicious the other week.
Ah. Well, the other day, but that's not today. But this is even more evidence. Like, they're gone. I know Christian's a Christian. I know Gangster's a Christian. They say so
Yeah.
at least. And they're gone. But what's curious is I'm a Christian too.
So Gangster Ghost is he's my not the standard. Yeah, he's like the gold standard for whether or not there has been a rapture. If he's gone, then there's definitely been one.
Right.
If he's here, then we know it's definitely not been one.
Right.
And now
Where do they go?
Gone. I have no idea.
Well, there's Claude Balls. Hang on, let me let Claude in. Claude Balls.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
I guess it's just us heathens. I guess the rapture just happened or something.
Yeah.
Brother Pike and Gangster Ghost left. I've been exposed.
What? How could Gangster leave his own show, or is this your show?
It's his restream, but I'm a co-manager.
Oh,
so I guess if he drops out,
yeah, it is actually your show because we went over here because you had issues on your channel.
Yeah, I had issues. It was OBS issues. Okay, so my output resolution was set to 1440p, and the display resolution also was set to 1440p, but my actual display was on 1080, so it got really confused.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was pushing way too much of a bit rate, which kind of locked it up. But anyway, I got that resolved, but not before we swapped over to Gangster's channel.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's been one of those days. You know, technology, it always wants to cooperate with every little thing you want it to do every time. Never fails.
No, definitely not. It could also be due to the I won't say probable, but there is a slight probability that there has actually been a rapture.
But Mark, you have been left behind.
Yeah, well, I don't believe in the rapture, so clearly that disqualifies me from it.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
But you know, as long as who was it? Hip hop? He said like or was it no, it was Achilles. He said, you know, if you don't get raptured, it's okay. God still loves you.
Yeah.
Even though I have to face his wrath.
Some issues. Yeah, he probably has some task for you to deal with here, like pick up his guitar or other.
Or be like, hey, I told you so.
So there's no crazies on here today.
Well, not until you showed up. I joke. I kid.
There's only one thing worse than being thought of as crazy. Not being thought of as crazy.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Somebody just popped back in. It's Brace? Who's Brace? Who's this guy?
I'm Bruce. Bruce Wayne, you here, Pike. I'm
Oh
here
my
to tell
goodness.
people not to baptize the
go.
baby.
It's old lady Heaven.
No,
I'm
it's Brace.
Oh, it's Brace.
Yeah, don't baptize your babies, you hairy tick.
What if you don't have any babies?
Don't baptize
other
any baby cats.
Okay. Well, I mean, cats
hate
hate being baptized. Trust me, I've tried.
Yeah.
Not baptizing people. Hi, Claude. Are you
Look at
one of
this.
those hairy ticks?
The riffraff just piles in. Apparently the rapture happened, and now the riffraff just shows up. Here comes Big Bad Mama. We got Claude. We got Brace.
Brace.
Big Bad Mama.
Brace yourself.
Are you a hairy tick?
Hairy tick?
Yeah. If you baptize babies.
Do I baptize babies?
Yeah. Don't do that.
Who the hell are you?
I'm Bruce. Bruce Wayne. AKA don't baptize your baby man.
Bruce Wayne. Batman?
Yeah. Don't baptize your babies. You hairy tits.
He's got a
hairy tits.
But you shouldn't have any ticks.
Yeah, no baptizing babies.
No.
Why?
Because that's
why?
evil.
How so?
Because
they can't swim.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No baptizing babies.
It's
that's
because
evil.
they can hold their breath automatically underwater.
Actually, babies do have a natural breath holding reflex.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They do.
They can do that.
Yeah, what about that, Bruce?
Which is obviously demonic.
Yeah.
Right.
So
no
that's
baptizing babies.
That's why you can't baptize babies.
I mean, they can't understand the nature of sin and the need for salvation, but they certainly can hold their breaths.
Yeah.
Can babies
They're
baptize
evil.
others?
Yeah. But not babies. That's a hairy tick. Yeah. Like Bart.
I'm sorry, hairy what?
I had a nightmare of Bart Charles baptizing me.
How'd that go for you?
I woke up screaming and sweat saying, "No, don't baptize me. I'm just a baby."
Logan, you're just in time. Do you know this character?
Oh, Logan's back. Good. Now we know
Hey,
we're not
Logan?
being raptured.
Oh, he's back.
Okay,
Everything's
okay.
good.
The rapture has been
Everything.
called off
Yeah.
mid-air. They all got sent back.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So relieved.
Yeah, I called everybody up there hairy ticks for baptizing babies.
It's the right thing
You
to
got
do.
a bad echo, Bruce.
And some reason I woke up back here. We're weird. And
Logan, do you know this person?
Then they sent me to that other place. I call them hairy ticks too.
Oh my! How'd they react to that?
And I woke up right here.
They were a bit ticked off.
Yeah. Now, I need
You
to
woke
find
up on
Bart
us.
Charles. Tell him don't baptize babies.
Good advice. Good advice.
Because it's hairy ticks.
I was baptized as a baby by a priest. Yeah.
Hairy ticks.
Did it work?
How
Obviously,
are you supposed
she's an
to
atheist.
know?
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's pointless to baptize your babies because babies don't have the cognitive abilities to understand theological concepts like original sin and salvation and all that.
That's not why you baptize babies. You baptize babies because if they die, you want them to be able to be buried on sacred ground at the church, and you want to be able to have a church service for them. And also, small detail, you want them to go to heaven and not hell, which would happen.
Right. What about that, Bruce?
Yeah, I go there and tell them all hair ticks. Everybody.
You went to hell?
I went there too and told them they're hair ticks too.
Wow.
Yeah. Where's that Father Charles? I need to call him a hairy tick.
Grace and peace to you from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Hey, Grace.
Hairy ticks.
Oh my. Okay.
Sorry, I have to go now.
Oh,
Grace.
come on.
Oh.
Bye.
Is your name pronounced Bruce or Brace?
Both.
Oh.
Either way is fine.
Okay.
Bruce Grace.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Bruce.
Bye,
Bye,
Bruce.
Bruce.
It was interesting. Very interesting.
Good time. Good time.
Bye.
Good luck
and just so
with-
you know,
with
I will not
Alcast.
be baptizing my babies.
Good.
I don't have any babies.
Basically, we just got lectured by Bruce.
Yep.
Oh, he's back now?
Oh, Logan, there you
What
are.
happened?
Did you get all that?
Gangster. What just happened?
Yeah, I was busy. I just came back.
What do you think about the hairy ticks?
Yeah, he called everyone that.
Yeah, he did. He
Wow.
had really,
Strong opinions on it.
yes, very strong opinions. He even had been to hell to tell them they were heretics. and to
Heaven and hell.
Yeah, and now he was going up to see Father Charles, I believe, to tell him.
Yeah. You better not go around Dustin.
Ooh.
Why not?
Because last time, Dustin, he was one of the earliest people Dustin threatened to beat up.
What, Bruce?
Yeah.
Wasn't Bruce a
Actually,
former cop?
I don't know.
Police officer?
What do you think?
I think he was.
No, I think that's.
Oh, is it the
That's
Bruce on
Danny.
Proverbs guy?
Yeah.
Is his name Bruce Wayne?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What? No.
Yeah, for real.
Or is that just what he calls himself on the internet, maybe?
Well, at least that.
Yeah.
What do you say, Claude?
Well, he sounded as though he had a bit of an echo following him. But as far as the
Don't worry
hairy
about that.
ticks, were the hairy ticks, were they on the ark? Did they survive the flood,
Yeah.
the hairy ticks? Do we still get them
Obviously.
today?
Obviously, they
Yeah.
must have.
I mean, you're here.
I wonder, did they have termites on the ark? That wouldn't have gone
Most
down
likely,
well.
yes.
What did they eat?
Well, certainly
wood?
not
Yeah.
the wood that was pitched with tar,
Yeah.
because that would kill them.
I'm still not convinced he was saying hairy ticks, but maybe that was just my hearing.
Yeah. Yeah. He's back. I heard he left. Moved away. Yeah. Dustin, we hate that guy.
Does he hate
I
him more
remember.
than he hates me?
No,
That I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
not even close.
He's one of the
I
guys.
thought that Dustin and I had somewhat buried the hatchet, and then I go on P-Town show, and Dustin is just up in arms at my presence. I was really confused.
Right.
Yeah.
Was
You
that
want me to show
recent?
that clip?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
I got a couple. Yeah. I'll put it up on my channel. Called Mark versus the Dusty Town.
Yeah, let's play it.
It was crazy.
But what is his issue?
Logan, are you getting that, or?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
There it is.
Mark Stony just put out.
Yeah, I'm not really into that kind of.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
Hey,
I'm not a
pause
Mark
real
Stony
quick.
kind of guy. I'd rather be like a hot star kind of guy.
But before we get into like this little episode, is it just me, or does it sound like P-Town has a voice modulator that's making his voice deeper? Is it just me? Because it sounds a lot more masculine. He does.
Yeah, it does.
Than normal.
Where's it called?
I mean, we got P-Town
I
Theory,
think- I
and then we
think
got P-Town Theory.
I think he's just wearing his loose trousers that day.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. Boxers, not briefs. Tracking. Okay, go ahead.
Mark, we need to come up with like a term for this mental illness that Mark Stony has, or this fetish. He's got a hovish. He's got a what's a good word? It's like, it's not a phobia because it's like the opposite of a phobia.
I would call it a hobby.
A fixation.
Yeah, this guy's crazy.
I mean, if anyone has a fixation or a anti-phobia, I'd say it's these guys.
Yeah. Well, like YouTube for me is a hobby, and it just so happens to be that I kind of cut my teeth on the Hoven stuff while developing my hobby. So, I mean, if he wants to call it a fetish, whatever.
Yeah, Kintation. Maybe that'll work. Kintation.
What is a
No, because like when I think about
he's making words up because he doesn't know what words mean.
He's using the word Kent like incantation, but he's saying Kentation.
Yeah.
Oh.
Incantation.
Like cantankerous, but cantang. No, that doesn't work.
Well, if you do an incantation, you do it like a chant, don't you?
Yeah.
So an incantation is like a cross between repeating the name of Kent and loving him and worshiping.
But there were no in at the beginning, so it's just a.
I still think that's what he's referring to.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. It could be. He's wrong, but what's new?
Surprise.
Mark Stony wanting Kent's. Like there's too much content.
Mama's calling.
Okay. I gotta say it.
Is it skipping really bad for you guys, or is that just me?
I don't think anyone's saying anything.
Oh,
no.
Okay. Sorry.
Mark, didn't I tell you that they were
You
saying
beat
stuff
me
about
by
you?
one.
Yeah, that's why I came into this show.
Right.
Because they were talking crap about me.
See, I'm looking out for you.
Thank you. And you're not the only one that does that. And I don't think these people understand that I have friends like across the spectrum. I have several friends that like to keep me informed because they respect me and I respect them and we kind of look out for each other.
Right.
Second.
Hell yeah.
You beat me by 1 second. Aiden, you think too much like me. I'm gonna kick you in your nuts.
I'd beat you.
He beat me by 1 second.
One of Dustin's favorite sayings.
Yeah.
Beat me by a second or kick you in the nuts?
Kick you in the nuts.
Yep.
You know, I have a question for Pete Town. And the question is this: would he like his kids to grow up to be just like Dustin or Lupin? Yes or no? Would he like his kids to grow up and be like either of those two?
It is a good question.
It's a good question.
I'm going to answer on behalf of Stephen Bolin and say, who cares? They're kids. They can fend for themselves.
He said he wants to be like Mark. Romance man. Right, Mark?
I mean, if people are looking up to me as a role model, I guess I'm doing something right. I don't know. I don't see myself in that light, though. I have too many flaws.
We love you anyway.
Well, yeah, and I love you guys, too. I really do. Flaws and all.
I need to tell you something, Claude. You think what he said to you is crazy and creepy? It's nothing compared to what he says to Mark.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I wish he would just pee in my mouth. Compared to the things he's talking about here. Like, that would be a reprieve from the things he wants me to do. Ugh. Go ahead.
I'm intrigued and horrified at the same time.
Well, I mean, there's bad, and then there's like way worse. And
both of our
the worst of that.
Things went there. I hate you. I hate you. I love you, but I hate you at the same time.
Bond, your question is answered.
Get out of here, Stony.
Who's
Nobody
Mark
wants you here. At
Stony?
least I don't. Dude,
In
get
the
him out of here. I don't
flesh.
want to. I don't even want to listen to him.
Dustin's
Get him
gonna
off the
cry.
screen.
Boo,
Dude,
boo.
you're gonna cry, bro. I
Grow up,
promise you that.
Dustin. Grow
Lick
up.
my balls, Mark.
Not
Both
gay.
of them.
Sorry.
Hairy testicles right up in your mouth, bro.
You like
What?
that, wouldn't
Why
you?
This
does
is
he
what
want
you're gonna
his
hear, bro. I
testicles?
You'd
swear.
really
I'm not.
enjoy
I
that
don't
if you
got
all
nothing
find it,
nice.
All right.
Oh, he's that claw. Okay.
Yeah. And it's certainly not one of my aims, but yeah.
It
Yeah,
gets.
to each their own.
I mean,
Yeah, whatever you're
right,
into.
so, you know, just to clarify, given the option, and there's no other choices to have, you know, your teeth fire put out by Dustin's urine, or actually putting your mouth to his body parts, you know what? I think I'll go for the urine, just if I had no other choice. Because that way there's no contact, you know, it's not actually gay. It's just really disgusting. But no, I'm not going to lick his balls. I'm not going to lick his butt. I know he would really like that, but it's just not me. I mean, you're barking up
Would
the wrong
you
tree there, buddy.
would you rather lick hairy balls or non-hairy balls?
Because he can groom if that's preferable. But
You know,
I'm gonna
I'd rather
guess it's
just
not.
keep any sort of balls away from my mouth.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, just there's that.
Hey, dude, get him out of here. No, kiss my ass, dude.
No.
Both cheeks.
Everyone.
Both cheeks. Dude, you had to know this wasn't gonna go well. P-Town, get him out of here, or I'm leaving.
Ooh. It's like a spoiled brat.
A little bit. I didn't invite him to this party. He can't stay. Not your party, son.
I'm serious, P-Town. No,
Dustin, come
I'll
over
dip
and-
out, bro. I don't have anything nice to say to this guy. You don't want to hear it.
Let's hear it. What do you have to say? And why?
Dude, I got lots of reasons, dude. Just I don't have
Name
anything
one.
nice to say. Look,
Name one.
I'm out of here, P-Town. I'll catch you later.
Just name
All
one.
right, come.
He
I
can't.
didn't say very
Why
nice
can't
things about
he
you either.
just say what the issue is?
Because it's ridiculous. And if my memory serves me correctly, the last time that Dustin and I interacted was very cordial and respectful.
Actually, the last time before this was he threatened to fight.
No, I think we've spoken since then.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure we have. Because I distinctly remember mine and Lupin's discussion a couple of days ago before he went on his homophobic tirade. And that was respectful and cordial, but I also remember a conversation between myself and Dustin where it was not gay and violent.
That's such a low standard to have to hold people. I mean,
Yeah.
but
I mean, if that's your thing, if you like hairy balls and kissing or licking both sides of somebody's butt, you know, I'm not gonna knock you for it. It's not my thing, and I just want to make that clear.
Well, it's better than threatening to hit somebody or kill somebody. I mean,
Yeah, I guess so.
but he's done that
I mean,
too, you know.
I'd rather get punched in the face by Dustin as many times as he would like than to put my face anywhere near his, you know. Yeah. That.
So you'd rather give him a free shot to hit you in the face or kiss one butt cheek?
Yes, I would much rather be punched in the face.
Okay. Well, now we know.
that's
Okay.
good. Now we have something to work with.
I've been punched. I've been punched in the face before. It's not that bad. Okay, it's really
But
not.
have you licked some? No,
No,
you haven't.
no.
So
I
on
have no
that
frame of
fact,
reference for that.
it
But
would be a new experience, right?
I mean, but here's the thing: I have a butt, and I would
Yeah.
never want to lick it. And it's just that, you know.
No, but it's not a given that what you do want and like to do with yourself is the same as I'm just saying it would be a new experience.
Well, I mean, I'm sure laying your head on a railroad track as the train approaches would be a new experience too. But for some
Yeah, but
reason,
it's
something
a very
inside of me just says
short-lived.
that's not a good idea.
That's true,
Can you
but it's
kiss
also
your own
very
butt cheek?
short-lived.
No, unfortunately.
I was trying to come up
I don't
with
know.
I said we need to come
That
up with
wasn't
a
very nice at
term
all.
for what you have.
Well, go ahead, Mr. Psychologist. Oh wait, you're a banker.
A Hoven.
Why do you gotta
what
be
do they
such
call
a
it?
jerk?
A Kentish, or what?
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
just a
there
music
was a good
video.
one. Hey man, I didn't know you're so sensitive about it.
What?
It's kind of like a thing you got, you know.
What, saying that I have a mental illness?
I corrected myself and said fetish. You got a
don't
Kent
have a
Hoven
fetish either.
fetish. Sure seems like it.
What makes you say that?
Because you're obsessed with it, dog.
What makes you say that?
Dog.
You were constantly talking about him, following him
Is that true?
around.
Is that true?
Pretty much making
Around.
videos.
It's not.
Following him around.
You follow him around, Mark?
Projection is hard with this one.
I used to follow Kent Hovind when he would say, "Hey, follow me." You know, when I lived at Dinosaur Adventureland and he was trying to show me something, I would follow him then. But I mean, I don't live there anymore. I'm like 2,500 miles away. I don't follow him around. In fact, I avoid watching his stuff unless somebody tells me that there's something relevant that I need to address, and then maybe I'll watch that clip. But no, I don't obsess over Kent Hovind. I had made a music video earlier that day, and I think that's kind of what brought up this conversation, is because Logan wanted to share it, which was funny, and I didn't even make it to be like derogatory or even slamming Kent. It was just a remix. It was funny. Everybody laughed. Kent even sent me a smiley face in response to the message that I sent him with the link to my video. He thought it was cute. So, I mean, that was my goal, is just to create something entertaining and funny. I think I succeeded, but apparently that means I have a fetish. Strange conclusions are drawn by these folks.
I followed Hovind into a field, and I looked down, and there were rabbit heads all around me.
Oh boy.
Kind of like Basic Instinct.
It was odd.
Yeah.
Very odd.
Claude, did that happen to you too?
No, but the Basic Instinct, isn't that film with the Sharon Stone in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Where
well,
she-
I wasn't really noticing the rabbit's heads,
She boils a rabbit, I believe.
No, that was Fatal Attraction.
wasn't it?
Yeah, sorry, that's
Glenn
Fatal
Close.
Attraction. Fatal Attraction. I always mix those two up.
Get your obsessive movies straight.
Which is the one where she, where the legs come into focus, as it
All right,
were.
I'm gonna step away for a minute, but I'm gonna be listening and in the chat. So I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
We can
Look.
run down Mark once he leaves.
That's a good point, Claude.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, I can still hear you, but
Let's talk about those butt cheeks.
Big Bad Mama, what would you do if he Dustin told you to do that?
To kiss his butt cheeks?
Yeah.
I would just probably tell him no. I wouldn't like react violently or anything.
What if he told you the other thing?
To what was the other thing? Oh, lick his hairy balls?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. What if he said he'd pay you $1 million?
Ooh. I'd kiss his butt cheek for $1 million.
I'd say make sure he has the money prior to your.
Yeah, I'd get the money prior.
Yeah.
And then, just drop them and a quick peck on the butt cheek, and I'm out of there.
And
what
then you
if you
can
like
spend
it?
those $1 million on therapy.
Right.
And maybe a mouth transplant.
Mouthwash.
Yeah, mouthwash.
And Esau was
Just embrace
hairy
it,
man.
you know. Accept.
This guy's crazy. What do you think the P-Town theory is? P-Town
What-
theory. Oh, sorry.
P-Town is so. If P-Town would have been following Jim Jones, he would have been telling Mark, "Don't make any videos about Jim Jones. You're obsessed with him and stuff. And why are you making videos about Jim Jones?" Like before all the shit happened, but. It's like he's telling Mark not to make videos about a cult, a dangerous cult leader, basically.
Yep.
It doesn't make any
That
sense.
he is following, and Mark
That he's
Stony
following.
is obsessed.
Right. P-Town is in the Hoven cult.
He's very much not a self-aware person.
Mark is warning people about being in the cult.
Yeah.
He's
So, of
doing
course,
P-Town a
people-
favor, and he's doing,
Yep. Or trying to.
trying to.
But it's difficult when people don't want to listen for different reasons.
That you have a problem. We could do Kent Hove, or it'll be like AA. Just admit that
Okay,
you're.
go ahead then. Do it, P-Town. We'll see what you got.
Just admit that you're an alcoholic or slash Kent Hoven holic.
I'm an alcoholic.
Kent
Dude,
Hoven
do you
holic.
even know me?
There we go. Man, you just
Do you
get
know
spicy.
that bearing false witness is a sin? You know that, right, P-Town? You should repent.
I think it's obvious. What?
AJ.
Hello.
Oh.
Hey.
AJ, how are
Hi.
you?
I'm just fantastic. Logan, how are you doing?
Good. AJ, I don't know. With all your glasses, just looks like you're missing something.
Yeah, I know. I apologize for my physical appearance. There's nothing I can do about it.
Oh.
We forgive you.
Well,
We
how are
like you anyway.
Well, according to Stephen Boland, my face is both a comedy and a tragedy. No, my face is a comedy. The fact that I have to live with it is a tragedy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's he's really showing himself to be very Christ-like.
Yes. Well, he's green with envy, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
That AJ, that was a fun show you did with Aiden the other day. It's like the two Hovens.
Yeah, I know. Mark Reed got not really upset with me, but slightly upset with me when I said that Aiden was the funniest person I've ever met in my life because, he said that, oh, well, that you're setting a high standard for us and like saying that we're not as funny. And it's like, I'm sorry, but it's just like, it's true. And it's not even close. Like Aiden just makes me die laughing every time I talk to him. And he's hilarious.
I don't think Mark
being
Reed's
really
aimless.
articulate. I know he wasn't
Uh,
being serious, but I just thought it's true though. He just based on not just the fact that he does a Kent Hoven impression that is just as good as anybody else's, but the way that he's so articulate, whether he's talking about theology or science, but at the same time, if we're doing stupid voices, he'll go off on a Hoven rant that's like 3 sentences long and just like not even mess up a single syllable of it. But yeah, which video did you watch? Because was it the one where we were watching the Christian lady who was not using people's pronouns? Deviant was there. She was laughing.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah. And
Mr. Balls?
Yes, I think that was the one, but all I know was it was about an hour and a bit, and it was very funny, and I had a good laugh.
No,
and you are right.
It wasn't
We can talk about anything Aiden can talk about anything and
Yes.
seems so knowledgeable. It's very good.
Yeah, he's actually going to do a debate with Hovind really soon, like
On Monday.
on Monday. And,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and he was saying how that he wants to talk to him about the Big Bang Theory because doesn't know that much about evolution. And I'm like, dude, like not only do you already, no matter what your level of knowledge is, you know more than Kent does, but I'm sure that Aiden could easily debate somebody on evolution and have no problem with it. But that I was concerned because he's doing it on Boland's channel, and I was like, I mean, you have a much better chance of getting fair moderation on Standing for Truth's channel. Like, even if you don't like Donnie, you'd have to agree with that. But we had a conversation about it, and he explained how he wants to do it on Boland's channel. I think he'll be fine. I think it's going to be really interesting to watch, though.
Yeah, we need to record it too. Me and Mark and everyone. We need to record it too. For he does it, so it doesn't get.
So he doesn't take it down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Like
That's a good idea.
like Brett Keen's took down the last debate that they had, and I never got to see it. I still never have seen it. I wanted to see that debate.
yeah, I remember it. It was a while ago. Aiden did an awesome job.
We're still trying to get a copy of that.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Can it be on your channel at the same time, Ghost? Because I want to give your channel the views, not those other people.
Well, I don't think he's talking about streaming it. Like, I think he's just talking about making sure that you save a copy as soon as it's over, just so in case it gets taken down by them. But I imagine people would be doing an after show or a debate review at some point, because I'm sure it would be worth looking into.
Yeah.
Like my last debate with Kent.
Yeah. You did a good job. You look very royal.
Oh, thank you. I felt royal. I think the costume gave me a level of confidence that I've never felt and will never feel again. Yeah. There's something about wearing blacked out shades when talking to Kent Hovind or during the debate that just it allowed me to be really impenetrable, and just because you can't see basically like a poker face. Like, people wear glasses like that when they play poker for a reason. You know what I mean? And I think it's pretty funny though, because I told Donnie, I said, okay, I want you to tell Kent this. That I challenge him to do a debate on, is there evidence for young Earth creationism? And Donnie agreed with me. He was like, that's fair, because you guys have already done 4 or 5 debates about evidence for evolution. I think it's only fair. And I predicted that. I told him he'll never do it. He'll never agree to that. But I want you to challenge him anyway. And Donnie, he did it. And then Kent recently talked about it on his video, and he said exactly what I knew he would. Did you see that clip, Big Bad Mama?
I don't remember. You mean where Kent was saying that he wouldn't debate, or?
Yeah, it's in his newest video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't see his last one. I don't think.
He's talking about Kent Hovind has officially renamed their dog to be named AJ.
I saw that. Yeah, I did see that.
The dog is an adorable, stupid-looking pug, and it's like, I don't take this as an insult. Like, how is that supposed to, it's a cute dog, and you're renaming your dog to be named after me, and accusing me of, I live rent free in his head. It's roomy. It's not crowded. I can tell you that. I can kick my feet up.
Know what happened to Mark?
There's an echo in here. Hovering.
Know what happened to Mark Saturday? That guy P-Town was saying that Mark has a fetish for Kent or something. Well, obsession is crazy.
Mark hates the shit out of Kent Hovind.
I don't hate Kent. That's the thing. I don't hate. I don't hate anybody.
No, I do. I don't have a problem using that word.
I don't really like him, but I don't wish any ill will towards him. You know.
Why not?
When I say ill will, when I say ill will, I mean like injustice, right?
You mean like TIAs?
I mean,
Yeah, I don't wish that on him.
Yeah,
I don't wish. Yeah,
either.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want him to retire.
Yeah, I've said that before. I mean, I don't, because he's my moneymaker, but.
Well, I just want him to quit indoctrinating kids and spreading a doomsday message to people. So I'd like it if he just quit tomorrow.
He won't. He'll be doing seminars on his deathbed.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. He loves the attention.
Last word, just like dogs
with decency, including dogs.
Sorry, Deviant.
Well, if anybody knows about dogs producing dogs, it's Kent Hovind because he studies that extensively.
God, that argument is so obnoxious.
He knows about whale dicks.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
15-footers.
You have big knowledge in that area.
I mean, I think he taught us all that. I mean, we all know they're 15 feet.
Have you heard him talk about barnacle penises?
Oh yeah, I made a video of it. You gave me an idea, and I made a video of it. Remember?
Yeah, because he. Okay, I remember now. I thought nobody had responded to the Making Baby series, Big Bad Mama. I thought nobody responded to it, because they said that Big Bad Mama and Atheist Jr. made a video about a frog getting pregnant. I said that homosexual should be the last person talking about getting pregnant.
That was Lupin.
Yeah. Well, no, that was both of them. They both said that. Almost.
Oh wow. Oh,
Yeah.
so that's where Lupin got it from.
I think so.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, got
Totally.
it.
Has to be.
Lupin does not have a mind of his own.
Lupin
I don't normally say this, but Lupin is one of the fucking stupidest people I've ever encountered in my entire life. I'm sorry. You should know.
Have you met Dustin Buck?
I have not. I have heard stories and legends of him from out west, but I've not encountered his.
Oh, that would be a great conversation. AJ and Dustin Buck.
Oh yeah, he's the
I
one
think
who
it'd be a lot of
commented.
yelling.
Do that to Aiden.
Oh, AJ, I remember he's the
AJ.
one who commented on
AJ.
your
Not
channel
me.
before saying
We're the same person. No, what did you say, Logan?
he's the one who commented on your video before saying you had surgery. Remember? He's a crazy
What do you
guy,
mean?
doesn't know what he's talking about.
I'm not sure if I remember that. It sounds
Yeah.
surgery, like
Yeah,
to get my
you
tailbone
showed-
removed.
I don't know. You showed a snapshot of it before. It was when Steven tried to challenge you.
I've abused a lot of Xanax in my life, so I don't have a very good memory.
It was a while ago.
Just kidding. Just that was satire.
Oh,
Anyway, yeah.
yeah, it was crazy. I don't get what he was talking about, but I don't know. Somebody's asking, saying you're
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the entire community of orbiter beta Christians that orbit Kent Hovind on YouTube all have a very strange view and hatred of me for some reason. I don't know why. I'm the nicest person I've ever met. I wrote the book on how to be humble.
All right, Moses.
Those guys hate all of us.
Yeah,
Not hate, but they argue with all of us.
Yeah, I can't say that I'm especially that I especially seem to bother people, but I think that there are people that are annoyed. I was talking about this to Aiden I think I sent you the message about this, Big Bad Mama, that I think Bolin and some of these people feel like, why is this atheist channel just being successful while why isn't God promoting our channels? Doesn't the heathen society need to know about these things? Like, why are we only getting 3 viewers on our live streams and he's getting 96? This is not fair,
Yeah, and
Well,
let's
there's
not
something to
forget
be
that
said for honesty.
And they
there
block
is.
atheists from their channel, so nobody goes over it.
Well, I mean, they didn't ban Mark Reed or Grayson because those two can keep themselves composed, whereas I start yelling and calling people names and cursing, and then I get banned.
Then at least that's something that you could argue is a banning offense.
Sure. That's certainly warranted.
I was banned before I had a chance to even say anything.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, you got banned because you said we should all think the same thing.
No, but yeah. But I was
What?
banned from. That was that was just the chat. I was banned from entering their open room.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Look, if you associate with me, you're going to get banned from Boland's show.
Oh, Mark.
And Brett Keenan, too.
Yeah. One, we need to make sure to record that video Aiden has with that debate. Make
Absolutely.
sure he gets he takes it down or something. Yeah.
Sure.
And other thing is, I remember Steven saying that one reason he said the reason why he blocked you or something because you didn't take down all that anti-Kent, what he calls smut, and he also says you didn't repent to Kent or something.
Kent is not my god.
Repent to Kent.
Like that.
Repent to Kent for only $9.99.
That's a good
Get your
video
sins
title.
wiped away for a cheap price. Yeah, that is another thing. Boland says that my channel is just devoted to what did he say about it? Basically, I'd have to look up the video. It's the one where me and Grayson and Mark Reed are on the open mic where it got kind of crazy, and I got kicked out for doing the hand motion.
Yeah,
thing. And Achilles spent like 2 months editing the video where they comment on everything in that stream, and it's one of the worst YouTube videos I've ever seen. But yeah, he said something about my channel. Basically, I'll look at it real quick. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. Claude.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy does it. He's crazy. And P-Town, he's a crazy guy too. I didn't expect him to act like that to Mark.
No, I think that deep down, P-Town, there's probably not much different in the grey matter between P-Town and Dustin or Lupin, really. They're all birds of a feather, and they flock together.
P-Town is a pro who is after a dumpster fire. In his own words.
Dustin, I heard on there, actually goes over P-Town's house.
Yeah, they both live in Washington. So, like, they could come to my house if they wanted to.
He's supposed to show up in March sometime.
Well, the month's almost over. Tom's running out.
He's got a couple days, right?
Yeah. I'll be here. Well, I won't be here this afternoon because I got to take Mackenzie to her routine checkup at the doctor. The real PhD doctor. Not the Doc Dino.
Big bad mama.
No, please don't take her to Doc Dino.
PH doctor.
I already made that mistake once.
Right?
I'm proud to
Never
say I've
again.
never been on Proverbs Guy's show.
Really?
Yeah, never. Not once, and I don't plan to go.
Brett show.
You've never
What's
been
that?
on which show?
I've never been on Proverbs show.
But in
Wow.
the comments, maybe.
Oh, I've been in the comments, yeah, but I've never streamed on Proverbs show.
Right.
But so I was
After the things they did, especially, I'd never go on there.
I was banned for suggesting that we should all just get along and think the same.
Yeah.
Which
What a
I thought
terrible
was-
thing to say.
And then he
Yeah,
said
I
he
thought
didn't
it was
like
really
you,
nice.
Deviant.
Yeah. And then I tried to get on their open mic stream, and I wasn't let in. I was just flat out banned. And the only other interaction I've had with them was in like November, where I popped by and I said that I'm not here to be a jerk, basically. Hope you have a good stream. And that was it.
Blocked. Permaban.
Yeah.
Owned.
Okay, I'm just gonna play this with.
The good thing is that I don't cry about it. I don't care about it. I just find it an interesting study in what some people call open and what some people consider a ministry.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna play this with the sound.
Go right ahead.
Because you can just see the text. But basically, Kent, said that all my content is about him, and always nothing without me, blah blah blah. And I got booted, and then Mark Reed accuses him of being homophobic, and then this is what they wrote about my channel. Basically, I might get a pause. If someone has a career in trying to destroy you, has offered this world nothing else, has gained thousands of subscribers and also funds for it. I'm just emphasizing the underlying part. Channel supporters is calling out that is really shouldn't be capitalized, but okay. On the true personal attack here, Mark Reed, if that is your real name. Thinking emoji. I'm thinking hypocrite. Case closed. Oh, the buddy.
Is there audio?
Yeah, it's just, but there. Well,
you're narrating. Gotcha.
I'm narrating it. Did you think it was Bolin?
No, I didn't think that was Bolin.
You were fooled. Admit it.
You got me.
No, there's no audio here. Let me play this the scenario. So what was happening here was that I asked Kent 3 times in a row. Because I have a short on my channel where Kent is talking. It's an old radio show, podcast he did. I forget the Infidel Guy, which is a really good podcast to go listen to that episode. And I think there's a second one with Kent on there, and Pigliucci, the professor, and they're sort of debating. It's sort of a lost Hovind debate, but it's audio only, but it's really good. And then this other one. It's a clip where basically he's asking him a great question that I've tried to ask Kent before, is that what would you accept as evidence? The host asks him that. And basically Kent says that, we'd have to see a dog give birth to a rat or a pine cone.
A pine cone.
Yeah. And so I just went on this stream because my idea was that I was going to ask Kent this question, and then if he said no, I was just going to play the audio of that short on my iPad, which I had in my hands. You could, off screen, I'm holding it. You can't see it, but basically I get booted right when I was about to play the audio.
And he's gone on about
Mark.
See.
Sorry.
Witness.
Okay.
Now, has that ever happened? Have you ever seen or heard of a dog producing a non-dog baby?
Okay, let me rephrase my question because it's extremely specific. Have you ever said that in order to prove evolution, we would have to witness a dog giving birth to a rat or a pine cone? Did you ever say that?
I have said you guys believe over billions of years the rat and the pine cone had a common ancestor, and the dog.
The rat and the pine cone had a common ancestor.
Mm-hmm. The dog.
The pine cone, well, are pine cones alive?
No.
Yeah, I think they are.
That's not science.
Well, they're part of a pine tree.
Yeah. It sounds funny though.
I don't think I've ever said, maybe I have, I don't recall ever saying that a dog gave birth to a pine tree or a rat. But has there ever been any animal?
I feel like I would know if I had said that or not. That it would prove evolution. To prove evolution, you'd have to see a dog give birth to a pine cone. I know that I've never said that seriously. I've said it, repeating it because Kent said it, but I feel like most people would know if they ever said something like that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That was one criticism people had of this argument. But it's like, I feel like you should know whether or not you said that. You know what I mean? Because, it's a ridiculous position.
Well, I've had over 200 debates, and I've never lost a single one. How can I remember all of them?
300 debates, dated 300 girls in high school, and was a virgin on my honeymoon.
Lies.
Well, how many sexual partners have you had, Stony?
That's been
put me on a list.
Observed to produce offspring other than its kind. This evolution only takes place in your imagination. If you just imagine billions of years ago or over millions of generations, we can't see that. That's not science. I wish you guys would admit you have a religion. We can get along fine.
I've already
ahead,
addressed this because we can't see an electron either. We can't see the Earth go round the sun. We have to take indirect evidence of these things. And I never got my question answered. AJ didn't get his answered because he asked you, have you said in order to convince you, or maybe I should rephrase it so you actually answer a question rather than this gish gallop that goes off topic.
But let me ask you, Mark, is there actually an answer that Dr. Hovind could ever give you that you would ever accept as an answer? Because he's answered your question in no less than 100 different manners, none of which are to your suitability. What answer would make you happy?
I mean, mine is a yes or no question, which is completely incapable of answering questions with a yes or no answer. He has to. He's like, well, possibly, maybe not, maybe I did, I didn't. She lost me not. Hoping.
What
answer, Mark? The question was, would it require you to see a dog coming from a non-dog in order to convince you of evolution? And he's gone on about fairy tales and imagination and all this stuff. That's not an answer to the question.
The answer is
yes or no.
Spoiler alert, he did say that.
Yeah, he did say it. See, it's not a straw man, and it's like, wow, 2 minutes and 22 seconds out of an open mic, which are always like multiple hours long. I guess time is very valuable to Stephen Bowling. Stephen
But Hovind's already answered you 100 different ways.
Yeah, and they were all bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Burden of proof fallacy.
Wait. What did, the straw man of a dog giving birth to a pine cone that we've already spent 2 minutes and 22 seconds.
Burden of proof.
2 minutes and 22 seconds minutes on is in fact known as a reversal of proof or burden of proof fallacy. A straw man is a burden of proof fallacy. How does that make sense?
It doesn't.
I mean,
I don't think burden of proof fallacy is even a real fallacy.
And then this right here just proves the argument that Mark Reed just made. It says having no evidence that any other kind ever gave birth to another kind. So we're saying we don't have evidence of this, which is Kent's straw man of evolution that Mark just asked him, like, is this what would have to prove evolution to you? And I think they said no, or basically said that is there any way that he could answer? He's answered it 100 ways. Mark, I don't know what that voice was. It's shift the lack of it. Yeah.
Burden of proof fallacy. The burden of proof lies with the one who makes a claim, not the one who denies it. The burden of proof fallacy happens when a person tries to remove their need to provide proof for many reasons.
The burden of proof lies with the one who makes a claim, not the one who denies it. The burden of proof...
They do this shit over and over again in this video. Play stuff and then play it a second time in like slower audio. I don't know why.
Fallacy happens when a person tries
really
to
obnoxious.
remove their need to provide proof.
A little bit.
The answer to the question is everybody has ever observed in all of recorded history is dogs produce dogs, and we've gotten a pretty wild variety of dogs now.
So this I
I don't mean to hog the whole stream, but basically this argument is, and I have a whole like video where I'm trying to ask Kent this, but that argument is him implying that evolution teaches that one kind will produce something that's a different kind, and that's obviously wrong. But he simultaneously will make this argument for 3 decades, and then when you ask him, like, are you saying that evolution suggests that a kind would produce a non-kind? You're like, no, I'm saying that you say that the dog came from a single-celled amoeba millions of years ago. Like, no, that's not the same thing. You know, if I'm asking you about one kind giving birth to another kind, and you immediately start talking about the millions of years ago common ancestor of that animal, that's not answering the question. That's just dodging.
From great
Anyway. Sorry. But, you know.
We forgive you.
Yeah.
No, keep on, please.
Well,
you're not hogging the stream. You're enlightening it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
AJ.
Yes.
Would you ever debate Ken Hova over, not Ken Hova, Steven over Noah's Ark?
Oh, I would love to. Yeah. But not if it was on his channel, though, with like him having his own moderation. You know what I mean? I would probably want to do it at least on Standing for Truth's channel, because he at least treats me. Standing for Truth has always moderated my debates fairly, I think, for the most part.
What if he debates you on my show?
I'm sure that would be even better.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he would agree to that.
No, because I'd be moderating.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Oh, you versus Lupin over. Is the world going to be ending soon?
Are we in the end times?
I've been hearing them saying that.
Well, like, yeah, Achilles thinks we're in the end times, yet he's future-proofing his computer. Isn't that right?
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yep.
What about you versus Robo AJ?
Ooh.
Oh,
what about Robo Ebola?
Yeah. Well, that guy Lupin, he made a video last night saying he's angry. And I always think
he's angry at me. He was angry at me.
It put angry, and then he had these clips of Alex Jones and other stuff.
Like freaking out?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's funny.
I only seen some of it. It was crazy. I don't know why he put that up there.
Well, he got real mad about the whole me donating to Planned Parenthood in honor of Eric Hovind. Like, that was the meme that launched 1,000 ships yesterday, or the day before.
Yeah,
there was a lot of butthurt over that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. We went crazy at you.
Yeah, like he did a whole stream saying how I like infanticide and like, you know, I'm promoting just killing children indiscriminately and just all this nonsense, just a bunch of blatant lies and outright slander against my beautiful, great reputation and name, because I am beloved in this community and in the larger forum of the planet Earth, for obvious reasons. And he tried to ruin that.
We call you AJ, the modest man.
Yeah.
Yes. The modest king.
The eternally humble, modest king of all of you. And beauty and light.
Yes.
AJ, would you debate Brett Keane over is mac and cheese good?
Yeah, I would agree with Brett. I love mac and cheese.
Well, it depends what kind. Like, are we?
I mean, canned mac and cheese? No thanks.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. I mean, I think I have an idea, but
here's this one guy had shown Mark and them about his name for his at least YouTube name is Lucifer Loves Weed. He says in heaven you get to smoke all the weed you want.
you can
You think
smoke
that,
all the weed and drink as much as you want with your family and friends and party all night long. And that's why he loves God. But he also hates God. And atheists are kidnappers because atheists want to take away people's hope that they will end up in heaven where they can smoke all the weed and drink all the beer and alcohol with their family and friends. So that makes all atheists kidnappers. But he needs to unite. He needs to unite with us so that we can start a war against God because he also hates God. He is a character.
He's weird. What do you think of him, AJ?
Brett Keane?
No, this guy named Lucifer who loves weed.
Oh, is that Brett Keane's co-host?
No, it's a different.
No, I don't know. I'm not aware of this person.
Yeah, he's.
I've never seen marijuana. I've never tasted alcohol, so I wouldn't know. Never smoked a cigarette. Never taken a pill. Never taken Tylenol. Never breathed oxygen.
I hear that stuff can kill you.
Oh yeah. It's like drinking too much water can be very dangerous. That's why I avoid that. Just
AJ go hard on the bath salts. He says no to oxygen, yes to bath salt. So
there you
go. Yes.
And that's I mean, we can see the result, and it's beautiful and full of light and modest and humble. And the star upon our mystic heaven.
So some people fish for compliments. I'm like a deadliest catch. I throw out a deep net. I've got a crew of people like.
Bring them in, boys.
Just reel him in. He's feeling insecure today.
Yeah, record that video in case they take it down and stuff. Yeah, that's a very good idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea. You're just full of great ideas.
Thank you. Yeah, I told that to Aiden the other day about that because he was scared about them taking it down and being no more. But I told me and Mark and see about recording it for him.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah, Claude, he said we should restream it on here. Yeah.
Well. Yeah, I mean you can only do that if you're part of the stream or if you have the stream key. So other than just sharing it while you're watching it, I don't really think there'd be much of a point, unless that was the way that you recorded the debate. But I mean, you could just download it after.
Yeah.
Although that can be tricky if for whatever reason they tried to take it down immediately after that might not work. But I don't think that'll happen. I think they'll have plenty of time to download it.
In OBS, you can pull up a web browser that can display that stream and you can restream it that way. You don't have to have the stream key. You can just do it through a web browser.
Yeah.
But you should have permission from the.
Yes.
Well, right in this stream right now, it's showing me a button where I can restream this stream to my channel. But that's because we're using Restream.
Right.
So stream a lot.
And what the whole premise of Restream is be able to stream it on multiple platforms.
Makes sense. So StreamYard versus Restream versus Google Meet. Which one do you think is the best one, and which one would win in a fight?
I like Google Meet because you have a lot more freedom to do certain things with.
I feel like Google Meet is good for offline chats.
It is.
The thing I dislike with Google Room is you can't see the like here, you can see the chat, even if it's not the exact chat that's on YouTube. So that part missed, especially if you're like moderating or whatever.
Right.
AJ, what do you think of this picture of Lupin as a freedom fighter?
I think he looks more like. I think he looks closer to a crash test dummy than a freedom fighter.
Yeah.
This is the type of face you make when you see that picture. That's it. Mr. Anderson. What do you think of that, Mark?
I like Mr. Anderson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's quite the character.
Awesome. Oh yeah.
This is
Smart
nickname.
cookie.
He just kind of came out of nowhere too. Like he showed up on the scene and was just getting
Well, did you know his debate with Kent is Kent's highest viewed video on his channel currently?
That doesn't surprise me.
I think that's kind of funny. But what annoyed me is that Kent, despite the fact that, I mean, is Mr. Anderson, is that his real last name? Or is that a pseudonym?
Maybe. I don't know.
Because Kent insisted on doxing him anyway. He was like, "You're not Mr. Anderson. You're blah blah blah, and you work at this law office in this city of Canada. I'm going to reveal, and then I'm going to reveal something else." Yep.
Did he really?
Yeah, he showed. I do think that his name is actually different, but you know, like Kent just went out of his way. He's like he just has to try and spoil people's. I hate trying to say this word, but anonymity.
Yeah.
Like people are entitled to preserve their anonymous status on the internet, and you don't have the right to take that away. I mean, it's happened, but I just don't understand why Kent insists on doing that. Like maybe that's why when I first discovered Kent, I was convinced that it was just a big scam to collect personal information on atheists, and then in addition to that, to dox them. Because he doesn't like atheists, and I'm still haven't been convinced that that's not true.
Oh, have you ever met Old Lady Hogan?
No, I've heard legends and stories and whispers on the grapevine, but never a close face-to-face encounter. I've never seen the wrinkles up close.
Yeah, she's been from another dimension.
Never counted the crow's feet. Never counted the laugh lines. Never smelled the old lady perfume.
And in that dimension, Aiden is Charles Darwin.
Really?
Yeah.
Reincarnated?
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, you learn something new every day.
And you're Bill Gates.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Chris Farley. Bill Gates.
Yeah.
He's not dead, though.
Oh. I mean, you're the Bill Gates.
I mean, not yet. He will be soon. Planning murder.
Very
soon. Mark, do you ever play PUBG?
Yeah.
No.
No?
I have not.
Oh, you think you should try it? I think you. I started playing it, and I really think that it would be fun to play it with some people from the streams, because what I found is that because you can team up with 3 other people, and I played a couple games where the people were just silent, but if you get somebody who has a good mic and they're talking the whole time, it can be a lot of fun.
Bless you.
And,
thank you.
Yeah. And it's
Where do you get it? Is it free?
Fun game. I think so, but I'm not quite sure. I believe it is free to play. I could be wrong on that.
Cool.
But yeah, it's got a bit of a learning curve. It's a tough game, but I got my first winner chicken dinner today, which is when do you know how the game works?
No, I've only heard PUBG. I don't even know what it stands for.
Player Unknown's Battlegrounds.
Ah.
So basically, it's a battle royale that pits 100 people against each other, and you're on this massive map, and you fly into the level on a plane. You're on a big island, and you drop out of the plane whenever you want, and then you parachute down, and everybody's coming off the same plane basically, so you can parachute right next to people, and then basically you have no weapons or gear on you. You have to run around and find body armor and weapons and scopes in the different buildings, and then basically what the gimmick of the game is that about every like 5-ish or 10 minutes or so, there's a circle that surrounds the map, and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And if you get caught outside that circle, you start losing health. So basically, it forces people to go to the center of the map and encounter each other. Because if it was just that huge map, people would just be running around endlessly and would never find each other. But it forces people to go to the center, which is really a smart piece of game design, and
keeps the campers at bay.
Yeah, because it and you got to stay on top of it to not get caught by that stupid like circle. It'll because it keeps the pressure up, because you simultaneously, like in the last game I played, I was like camped out with my teammates in this house, but then the circle drew closer, and then we had to leave like the safety of the house basically and start running towards the center of the map, and then you're completely exposed, and you lose, so you can't stay in one spot. And it's just it's really smart the way they did that, but anyway, it's a cool game. What are you playing right now? Or what were you playing a second ago?
Oh, it's Beam NG. It's just a advanced physics type driving simulator. So, you know how most games you can crash and the car kind of just looks like it's braking? Well, this one, like, you crash,
like Burnout?
Parts and pieces fall off, and it's like actual physics of how this stuff would work.
Have you played Burnout?
No.
Really? I'm surprised. That game had really realistic crashes, or it had the most, realistic crashes. And it had a game mode where you were supposed to crash your car and get the most spectacular wreck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's pretty neat with its graphics. Like, you can do stuff, just crazy crashes, and your car disintegrates. Pretty advanced as far as the physics go.
That's awesome.
And it drives like a real car. I mean, I've got pedals and wheels and everything, so like got a little advantage there, but it really feels true to life. Like, if you crash into a telephone pole, look, the car is completely ruined.
Do you have wheels? You said you had wheels.
I have a steering wheel and pedals.
Oh, okay.
Control.
Yeah, okay.
AJ.
So you see how it like completely wrapped around the power pole?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Pretty wild crash graphics.
Oh, AJ, you ever play Fortnite? Are you there? Oh.
AJ?
He disappeared.
Oh no!
Disappear. What the? What the?
He disappeared.
Into the night.
Yeah, that was so funny. What Adam said that they planned for 2 weeks for him and Miss Maud to go on Brett's show, and then Miss Maud said, "Hey, Mark's on P-Town show." And she let go.
P-Town Theory.
That was so funny. She just loves her Marks. Yeah, she got her Mark ball up now, and a bed with Mark's face on it, and with Mark's face on it, and pictures of Mark everywhere he goes on the wall and a TV connected to cameras in his house. And
I think that's where we go beyond what's like cute and endearing and go into like straight psychotic stalking behavior.
she
Where
got
you should like call someone
she got a statue of Mark in her room.
in gold.
What would you do if you came to her house, you saw that, Mark?
I don't think I would ever go to her house, though.
Oh.
I don't think I'd be welcome there. I mean, she does have a boyfriend that she lives with. Might be a death sentence for me.
That'd be crazy. Yeah. Dustin, he's crazy guy. He's a lovable guy. He's insane.
Lovable?
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but I mean, I will say I don't hate him. I don't understand it.
I don't get what is his problem with you. I think he's
I think it's because I didn't know how to spell Zaire. You know, a very unique spelling of Zaire. Not the one that would typically be spelled like the country Zaire. No, totally unique spelling. Like he might be the only person in the world that spells his name the way he spells it. But you know, that's justification for hating me.
I think he's Markophobic. He secretly wants to be Mark, so he hates on Mark.
Could be.
Ooh, I found a dinosaur. Look at that.
Wow. Yeah.
But I
What
mean,
if-
I've had good conversations and funny conversations and all sorts of conversations with Dustin. But now he hates me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna start calling him Lustin because he wants me to like do stuff with him sexually, lusting after me.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I'm
Yes.
flattered and all, but no.
But it's not your thing. And you
It's
know,
just
at
not.
some point, you got to respect that a no is a no.
Yeah.
And it won't change just because he keeps repeating the question. Or like make slight variations to it. It will still be a no. And it's hard, but there is help.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, Miss Alcast, after the show, can you stay here? I need to ask you something.
Of course. I need to run down to the. I won't run. I need to hurry down to the store. I will be gone maybe 20 minutes or so. 20, 25.
Can we end the show first? Because I need to ask you something.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about ready to hop off of here too myself.
Yeah.
Okay, but then, yeah, sure.